And we're back here once again with another episode of the MSK show, and this is going to be episode 192. So I hope you guys had a great day, and I hope you guys had a great weekend as well. And in this episode of the MSK show, we have 3 topics for you guys tonight. Classic Monday episode for the MSK show, coming hot off the weekend. We got 3 amazing topics for you guys that we will be utilizing as videos. So if you don't like watching podcasts, it's okay. I'm going to have all of it clipped out and released as regular videos for you guys anyway. So make sure you guys are out there being productive. Make sure you guys are definitely doing something, with your free time. Don't be at home all day beating off to OnlyFans models. Don't do that. Just literally get any hobby. I don't care if you go outside and you have to garden. At least you're doing something. Literally, just don't sit there beating your meat to random bitches that are literally just cum dumpsters for their entire towns or cities or whatever people call these places nowadays. But nevertheless, sorry we didn't have an episode yesterday. Iron was busy. We had a one-on-one plan, but he canceled on me. He left me. And then Savage Dad wasn't feeling good. So we didn't have a show yesterday. I tried to stream League, but my internet went the fucking dodo, as they call. That's a saying back in the day. But no, it went to the shit. So no stream yesterday. I kind of just took the day off, honestly. I haven't had a day off in a very, very long time. So we're back now. Starting off the week with Monday. I like Monday because I get my day off the next day. And I can stay up pretty much, not only all tonight, but pretty much most of yesterday. Everything after today is all mine. So yeah, we're going to start off with intros really quickly. We have a lot of topics to cover tonight. Want to make sure we just get right in, hot and heavy, like when I usually have sex with my wife. Starts a little bit of kissing, a little bit of touching, a little bit of eating out, and then I just kind of rail that bitch like fucking Mario when he hits the pipes in the Mario games, Hey, Mario hits those pipes pretty fucking hard. Let's be honest here. He hits them so nice the coins come out. Like you gotta boink that bitch so hard the fucking liquid comes out of them. But let's start with pepperoni news. And I got to ask him this one question. Does pineapple go on pizza? We didn't get a chance to ask him that last week.
Oh, this is an easy one. That's a Reddit tier question. Yes, it's fine because it's acidity on something that has a different balance of flavor. The real anger that we have to have is with the well-done steak people, so we can abandon this Reddit conversation and go after the real criminals.
Finally, a man of culture.
God, pineapple on pizza is fucking gross. But nevertheless, I'm trying to start a internet.
Steak is more important, so we abandon that and pursue.
That's true. That's true.
Heathens.
Who likes their steak well done? Like my steak gotta be just like medium rare or something like that. So for me to get into. Yeah. Good Lord. And hasn't he had a bunch of interesting takes recently regarding that Melanie Mack situation where he chose to get on his knees for let's just say a woman who has some interesting internet opinions, honestly. But Pepperoni Juice, what's going on, man? How you doing, man? You have a good weekend? You feeling good?
Yeah, very chill. Just a lot of time at the track and outside exploring in nature. That was realistically like a lot of my time spent. Hung out with my girl for a while and then just watched Daredevil because I'm kind of showing her that. She's never seen it. She's really enjoying that. Rewatched the last episode of Invincible from the last season, which is just chef's kiss. She wanted to rewatch it. It was great time. But yeah, good weekend. Went over to one of the best barbecue places over near me, which is Brisket and Rice. It's one of the best in like the nation. 10 out of 10. Yeah, excellent weekend.
Hell yeah. I just love when Invincible drops new seasons because then retards will just go on Twitter and then say things like, can Omni-Man take on Goku? And it's like, guys, Goku wouldn't even really need to even go Super Saiyan. Just literally Goku from the Saiyan saga with this 8,000 power level would crush Omni-Man. It really wouldn't be that much of a test, honestly.
It depends on like Goku. He just goes full bore. Like he doesn't use.
Goku after he trains with King Kai before he fights the Saiyans. Like,
I just mean if he has that human element. Viltrumites are Saiyans. That's what they are.
Yeah, like they would be like. Yeah, they're essentially Saiyans on just a little bit of a weaker level. Like, you guys are weird. People are like, man, can Invincible take on Gohan, Super Saiyan 2? Like, no, he would get absolutely railed. What's wrong with that, people? But it's okay. I like nerd fandom like that. They say the crazy things. Like, you have people that'll be like, man, can Daredevil take on fucking Green Lantern? It's like, no, guys, Daredevil's blind. He can barely have sex. Okay, he's going to get mollywopped to the floor by Green Lantern. But nevertheless, Iron Oxide, who looks like Reno 911 cosplayer every single week. How you doing, man? Are you alive currently? Or are you dead?
Great. Just starting out the work week. It was good that I had absolutely nothing I was committed to yesterday.
Yeah. Iron essentially left me like my dad. He said, "Yeah, I would never do that."
Okay.
He
All right.
lied to me.
No, I believe the conversation was, "Hey, I got something with Savage Dad, but I might hit you up if I need to." And I was
That
like,
part happened.
Right. So at no point was there any word of commit. Otherwise, I'll see you Monday. And it's like I kind of left it at there. And I had a lot going on Saturday, so I didn't get to do a lot of preparing for the work week until mid-afternoon yesterday. So I really didn't have any time to spare, unfortunately. But good to be here tonight, I think.
Yeah. Gosh. Man, I need you to buy a Tesla. And then when someone tries to come up and key it, I need you to shoot that motherfucker in the head. I need this.
All right.
Minecraft.
In Minecraft, allegedly, said by a guy named MSK on YouTube. But he was told to say this by Steven Crowder, who was videotaping it. All jokes, guys. Gray, he had a horrible last... we have to say they're jokes for YouTube purposes. Like apparently you can't say the word Yahtzee anymore because it goes to the funny mustache man's henchman. Yeah, YouTube has censors on everything when it comes to ad revenue, but I'm not monetized yet because I messed that up for myself. I will just apply for monetization at the end of April, so don't worry.
I think those policies would have died with Susan.
God, man, it actually probably got worse. Gray had a horrible last week. His life was falling apart, but don't worry, he's here now. He's here to console me, right?
Yeah, I mean, the only highlight of last week was I did get to skip the show twice, so that was awesome. It made for a slightly better outcome, but I don't know. I just I lost in every sense last week. It was the most expensive week of my life, and good times.
So yeah, how you getting through it, buddy? You have that kind of
fine. Like things are just fine for me. But my poor wife, unfortunately, she broke her leg last week, so it's been real fun dealing with all that stuff. Man. So good times. But other than that, everything's just fine.
Later on,
yeah. So the
sucks.
accident happened on Tuesday, surgery on Thursday.
What happened? Did she just walk? Did she just get something hit? Did she hit herself on something? Did someone throw something at her? What the hell happened?
Yeah. Someone threw something at her. No, man. It was just really cold, and it rained, and then it got even colder, so it turned to ice. Then it snowed on top of it, so just kind of sucked. Like the whole world was a sheet of ice, and she just happened to slip down some stairs. So bad times.
Oh, God, man, that fucking sucks ass. But
for sure.
I'm sorry you had to go through that, man, but don't worry, man. I'll be here for you.
No. I mean, this is the hardest part. If I can just make it through the show, everything should be okay.
Keep in mind, guys, he had to replace his entire air conditioning, and then his wife.
Oh yeah, that was Monday.
Leg. Yeah,
the accident happened Tuesday, man. So it's been an expensive week.
Yeah, that's why I told him, hey, man, you're gonna be on the show this week. It's okay when things like that happen. You don't have to. You're here like most of the time anyway. Taking a week off. Keep in mind, I have better people than you anyway, so I can always make up for it in other areas. That's what I told Drunken Emerald Arrow. He was like, "Man, I left MSK's show. Yeah, but I found better people anyway, so it doesn't really matter, honestly. Looks like I'm moving on up to the east side. It's okay, guys. It's a joke. But then again, if I don't need you on the show anymore, it's probably because I found someone better. It's like, come on, I don't just settle for like low-class Saiyan warriors. I'm like Prince Vegeta going for like his dad, King Vegeta, actually. God, I'm gonna get some trouble for these comments later on. Hi, Emily. How are you doing? Chaz, why are people still cloud chasing? Well, I mean, hey man, that's these two down there. They're the cloud chasers. I'm the big daddy top G Riz master. Speaking of cloud chasing, MSK, you are a degenerate on Twitter. Not true. I'm a truth speaker.
No, that's pretty true.
If I could see your likes, I think I'd be fearful.
It's true. I think we'd all be afraid of that.
Yeah.
I would like to point out, MSK, one of the cloud chasers on the bottom does happen to currently be monetized. I'm just saying.
Bars.
Yeah,
who's
true.
chasing
That's
whose
true.
cloud?
Yeah, that is true. And to be fair, Chaz in the live chat told me on an episode I did with Anna when we reviewed the Joker book by Brian Azzarello that I did something that was going to get me a certain thing on my channel to subdue my monetization process, and I didn't take it down in time. So I have to wait until essentially a week after the F&T meetup so I can apply, because I don't want to apply with that kind of thing on the record. That would be not good. But don't worry, everyone. I have the tools to cope with whatever life throws at me. I'm completely fine. Don't worry about that. MSK is
Yeah, it sounds like
Yamcha.
Cope.
What the heck? I'm not Yamcha. I'm Vegeta. I'm like either Vegeta or Goku or Trunks level. I'm literally on that level. I wouldn't be Krillin or Tien or Yamcha or Puar or Oolong or Master Roshi. I would never be on that level.
I feel like
I
you're
would say,
Mr.
Matt,
Popo in the DBZ universe, though.
Ooh, I was gonna say Mr. Satan, but
Mr. Popo is powerful, though. He's just black.
Mr. Satan. You mean tiny but fierce? Okay.
man, you're just burning it all down tonight. I love it. Keep going, buddy. Keep cooking.
Guys,
Let's
it's
get you.
just jokes. It's okay. It's all right. It's okay. Gosh, man. Oh, God. Professor Savage Dad. No, he would be... Man, who would he be from Dragon Ball Z? Fucking hell. I don't know. Would he be Mr. Popo? Could you imagine Savage Dad as Mr. Popo? That'd be so weird.
If he did a cosplay of that would actually be hilarious.
Selena would be that
I
blonde
think
chick.
Justin Trudeau did that.
No shit.
Yeah, he did actually.
Selena would be that blonde girl that Krillin was dating in Dragon Ball. I forgot her name. Fuck.
Android 18, or you, the
the-
one before
The
that?
one before that. Yeah. Who was she? The blue-haired chick. I forgot her name. It was like Boar. No, what was it? Fucking hell. I forgot her name. But no, Android 18 works. Yeah, Selena definitely has the body figure for that, you know? But who would be her? She doesn't have any brothers, does she? Right.
No.
No? Dang it. See, guys? Savage Dad is Piccolo. Yeah, but he's not tall enough. I'm actually taller than all these guys. When we met, they're like, MSK, you're tall, rich, dark, and handsome, and good looking. I was like, yeah, that's kind of what I have around here. You know, that's
None of
what I
those
do.
sound
How tall are you?
accurate.
Like 6'3"?
Me? I'm
No, he's like
5'9".
5'2".
I'm
Oh,
5'9".
okay.
Oh my God.
Bro, I was expecting someone tall. God damn it.
Oh my God. Walter, what's up, man? Yamcha is too good for MSK. He's more of a Cyberman. He loves latching onto the men and bringing them down. Well, you should have just said he likes to blow them up, whatever. But
Devastating.
I was giving you guys a layup right there. Recently, I was watching the Laker games. What else did I do? I got my first episode of the comic book market watch out after I messed up on it. I think I recorded the video like 3 times to get it right because I tried to record it in the StreamYard. That didn't work out very well. And then I recorded off OBS and it came out beautifully. So I'll just do it off OBS then. Because usually if I record StreamYard videos like that, they come out really laggy. And it's like I have nothing running. I make sure everything's, you know, not going on the computer when we record, right? That way the stream comes out smooth. But if we do these videos on here, when we do them live, they come out perfectly fine. It's like, I don't know what the fuck's going on my computer. Can't wait till I put in my new PC. Oh my God. Can't wait to just have James come over and put it in me. Pause. No homo. MSK is the black guy who gets murked before the opening credits start. That's... Hi, Miss Sparkles. How you doing? See, Miss Sparkles left me. She says, MSK, I would love to be there for you. I would love to cook you nice chicken and rice and mashed potatoes like a good lady, but you're too much of a Riz master and you're too good at sex, and I like that way more. See? You know, exact words she
Pretty
told me.
sure she didn't say that.
She didn't say that at all. I just honestly made that up because I'm a fucking crazy lunatic bastard.
That sounds right.
Okay. All right. Oh, God. But is there anything else, kind of like a short, quick topic you guys want to talk about before we go into the stuff?
Well, I mean, if we're going to talk about short stuff, how you doing, MSK? How's your life going?
I'm 5'9". How tall are you, Gray?
Like 6'2".
Hey, a fellow person of literally same height. Nice.
Oh, my God. Literally, we could play basketball together. Iron can't play with us. You know, it's okay. He's black.
Yeah, we need a towel boy. I guess you'd work out, MSK.
Oh, God. All lies. What do you mean all lies? Fucking hell. If I see another Laker game and we do that many turnovers, I might just blow my fucking brains out. Oh, my God. No humanly possible way you can play this bad sometimes. It's okay. It's okay, guys. I ended up ratioing some crazy guy who's been just going after Eric July Remember that guy Stray Beans that was here a while ago? He's just
Oh, that
bugging
piece
out.
of shit.
Yeah, he's been literally bugging the fuck out. He's been bugging out for like 7 days on Twitter straight.
Yeah. He kind of got broke ever since he got exposed for literally begging like a little girl begging her daddy for a fucking Twinkie Vito to finish his comic book that he paid for, knowing good and well Vito had somebody that has nothing to do with comic books, had no intention of ever even finishing the comic book. It was all just, everybody knew what that was right when it started. He got exposed just going full girl begging toward Vito, and now he's trying to take his trying to gain back a little bit of what little manhood he had. But it's pretty hilarious. Nothing he says ever works in his favor. It always backfires tremendously.
This is the thing, is that even when they say certain things, they actually go on posts and edit out context to present you a narrative that isn't even true. And then the stuff that they present to you that's fake, that they think you'll believe is true, everyone just sees through the bullshit and just calls them out.
Yeah.
How do you fake lie and then people still know you're lying? I don't get it. That doesn't make any sense. Oh, shit. So here, I'll go over it really quickly because I know we have important topics to get to really quickly. I promise it won't be that long. But it is long for my wife. Obviously, she loves it long, obviously. So
Wait, why is she with you?
I have 9 inches and I'm very good at sex from what women have told me. All right. So basically, long story short, something happened here. He's a retard. He tried to come in the chat a few times. He's fucking retarded. He's from Australia. They believe in fucking kangaroos and they believe in hate speech. Nothing they say matters anyway. Australia's fucking trash continent anyway. So I just put this, man, dude, you are fucking stupid. His reply was because he went on one of Renown 00 streams and he was lurking and he clipped, he just took a picture, he just took a screenshot of me saying this to them, even though I was joking. And I make this, I literally say this like all the time to multiple different people. Everyone knows I'm joking. This is a joke. Keep in mind, I have sex all the time. I sex like 100 women, obviously. I'm a sex god, actually. And I said, all this about I had sex tonight. He said, I'm a sad little man. No, not the sad little man that watches another man's tweets and literally constantly talks about this other man all the time.
Well, more importantly, to get to the actual, context of Stray Beans comments. So this all started when Eric July actually called out, because a lot of people in, the sphere know Dom H. He's just a cool guy. If he likes what you're doing, he supports you. He likes comic books, supports a bunch of independent comic books. Big fan of Eric July's work, has been for a long time. Is posting a picture of his latest order that arrived, and the first thing some random Dick Masterson, stray bean circle of jerk off friends does is call him fat, even though you can see the guy's lost a significant amount of weight over the past several months. Eric July, who knows Dom personally and thinks he's a great dude and a good fan, just called this guy out, who's a dickhead. Which also, ironically, the guy's clearly a Dick Masterson fan. The Dick Masterson fans call themselves dickheads. So this could be construed either way. He was either calling him an actual dickhead or just a fan of Dick Masterson. In my opinion, they're both the same fucking thing. And now here's Stray Beans trying to say, Eric July randomly attacks some innocent civilian on Twitter. Like, not completely losing the plot that this guy started by just randomly attacking someone just because they were posting something positive about the Eric July's comic books.
Yep.
Because that's what they do. Also, Stray Beans literally begged Vito publicly to finish his book. Please, Vito, please finish your book. I'm having such a hard time supporting you now, Vito. Please finish it. This makes everybody look better. It's great.
Yeah, this guy is such a fucking loser. Like, Literally on Twitter, if you're another man focusing on another man this hard, you either might be gay, a fucking loser, a retard. Your mom probably hoped she didn't actually give birth to you. She should have swallowed, if we're being completely honest here.
Well, these guys take all of their talking points are programmed from Dick Masterson. They're exactly like the left that just listen to the talking points from the major news. None of it has to make sense. They just have to be told what to say and what to think and how to react to everything. If this guy was on that, he'd be one of those people out there keying Teslas and having no idea why he was doing it, just because that's the marching orders of the week.
Like, this is retarded when these guys do this kind of stuff, because literally, guys, in that screenshot, he took out very key pieces of context about what was actually said. I don't get it, man. It's like the fact that they know all they're doing is just hating constantly for hours every single day, 7 days a week, 24/7. How does that not get boring to somebody? But it doesn't, because this is all they have. This is all they are attached to, because they're just drama farmers or drama baiters or engagers, whatever they call it nowadays. That's all they do. They have nothing else. Guys, do you really think Stray Beans is a fucking comic book fan? He's not. He says the most retarded things possible. Literally, I said he was stupid, and then he stupid that I said. Like, he said, he said something retarded.
Emily Kruger's 100% right there in the chat. If you want to highlight her comment.
Oh. Yeah, that's true too. Yeah,
as long as we're highlighting comments, Walter's got a point too. You are thinking of a man 24/7. So isn't that kind of along?
I don't do that here. When I do things, I'm absolved of hypocrisy. I'm just calling out your stuff because top genius, Riz master kind of guy. It's one of those things where he says something stupid and then points to something that I said stupid as a joke. And it's like, do you not understand how this works here? If I said something stupid to you, it's probably because I wanted you to laugh.
That's right out of Dick Masterson's playbook. When he goes out, he'll try to find something that can be construed as controversial, somebody said, by cutting it down into that 1-2 second soundbite to try and, drama farm, or what's the word where you're trying to feign outrage? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, fucking what's it called? Jesus,
like
concern
trolling.
Concern trolling. Yeah. Because this the thing is, the only opinion that I would say that some of them have that is somewhat true, because broken cock right once a day, broken clock, is like, some of them defend the books without having read them. That's weird. I wouldn't defend something I haven't read. But what you could defend is, hey, you could not be a complete asshole to a guy who clearly is reading Eric's stuff and likes him. Like a guy just posting, hey, I have someone's shit that I bought, is nothing. What does going after Dom do? Like, it just makes you look deranged. Like, he didn't do anything but post pictures.
Well, it's just like going after people that buy Teslas, people that own Teslas because you don't like Elon Musk. It's really, on a smaller scale, it's kind of that same mindset. We can stop this company from existing if we embarrass, shame, bully the customers into not purchasing the product anymore.
All right, give me 1 second. You guys talk to the chat.
That never really works. It almost always backfires tremendously. So,
bro, that doesn't even surprise me. I could have told you that for free. I could easily see it. It's literally, how do you beg another man to finish their comic book, and then the guy just says, "No, I'm not doing it." So he scammed a bunch of people. Is that what he just did?
Vito just said no. Even now, what's great is if you watch Pod Awful, he exposed that Dick Masterson's even called out Vito. You're never finishing that comic book. I mean, this is all just a way to scam people out of money from the start, right?
I don't know I don't know why Chrissy Mary even went there. Like, did they offer to have a threesome with her? I don't fucking know, guys.
I don't know, but she's a female content creator.
Yeah, you get free privileges if you're a female. It's just what it is. You're a female, right. It means every single bit of criticism a guy would get, you get absolved of everything. Paparoni's like, man, I agree with you, MSK. You speak at some facts. But then again,
for the most part, I'd agree. I like Chrissy, but that's still true.
Yeah. Like if you're a woman, you just get a free pass for anything, literally anything, unless it's like
you do gotta say
OnlyFans.
there are rules for men in the online space and rules for women. It may not be spoken, but it's really fucking true.
Like I'll be honest here. I don't care where she goes. She can do whatever she wants. But I'm just saying that if a man did what she did in that position, they would get crucified into oblivion. Let's not kid ourselves there. You know, so we get absolutely, completely ham. Like imagine if Quarter Black Garrett went on that show.
That's funny. That's what I was about to point out.
Yeah.
Trying to think
imagine if Quarter Black Garrett was like, I'm in California.
Oh, they'd start next FNT. They'd be roasting him and he'd be getting memed. It wouldn't be like, oh, we're going to boycott Quarter Black Garrett, but he would get called out. But when it comes to, you know, like I said, it's just going to be glossed over. There might be a few people that go like, oh, Chrissy, that's disappointing. And that's as harsh as anybody's going to get. Yeah. But that's fine.
Yeah.
And I like Chrissy Ware, but
I do, but like, isn't that,
Chrissy's great. I've been to like 3 of her shows out here in
Wait
California.
a minute. What is that cat doing?
She's going to be chasing the dragons. That's what she likes to do, man.
Oh my God.
That's cool.
All right, now we're going to get into some fun. Hopperoni really wanted to talk about this, and we're going to go over this. So we'll do Jeremy Boring, then we'll do Captain America Brave New World, failing, because, you know, that's been failing for 4 weeks straight. But, you know, I love documenting when a black man fails. I literally took a date out to Captain Blackfrica, and I made her see a more successful black man than me. And James, my friend, hold on.
To be fair, did you not go out with her boyfriend as well?
And pay for both their tickets.
Didn't happen. Snow White. James asked me because you guys know my friend James. He was like, "Did you go see Snow White?" I was like, "It came out." I totally forgot. I thought it was coming out this week because
my sister saw it.
I actually maybe would have watched it, but I generally just forgot what week it was coming out. I thought it was coming out this week, and he said it already came out. I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." I was just fucking wait.
It was terrible. It's not worth going to at all.
I could have told you that for free. Did you see those trailers? Did you see the trailers?
Oh, I basically, with the movie pass, I mean, most of those movies kind of are free anyways. Like, I just need to see 2 of them in a month. So every now and then there's some duds, but
I'll be at the meetup.
Cyfax
is going to the meetup. Iron literally lives in the place of the meetup. So I mean, it's pretty easy every year to get there. Iron will be there.
Real quick, just to go back to like the Snow White and all that, I've kind of like started distancing the hate watching or watching something that I know is going to be, even to review it. I don't care enough anymore. But I finally actually had to do that for that Netflix series. I'm having to go through that piece of shit show to talk about it.
The race one or the movie?
Yes, Adolescence. It's like, I forgot how bad doing this sucks, but I am not going to see Snow White because it's bad. We all know it's bad. As long as 1 or 2 people go to see it.
Let's be honest, man. Disney is going to put it out 3 weeks after anyway. It's what they always do. Now, I will say, for Disney, they've been the better studio of not dropping a movie after 3 weeks, but most studios, literally when that shit is dead in waters, they'll just throw it on the streaming service. Disney at least will try to keep it a bit longer, but there's no point in keeping your movie that's bombing longer in the theaters because you're just giving the theater more free money. So it's time to have some fun, boys.
And with stuff like Snow White out there, it's like it's taking all the good screens, it's taking all the IMAX, all the Dolby.
Yeah, true.
It's not getting, all these other movies aren't getting any love. It sucks.
Oh, before we go into the first topic, Walter asked Cyfax, I thought MSK fired you. He literally just didn't talk to me for 2 weeks straight. I didn't do anything. Nothing happened. He just left me like my dad. He said, I'll never leave you like your dad, MSK. Left me for 2 weeks.
Nobody's ever told you that.
You told me that when I first met you.
I did not. I said I'm probably going to leave.
We say the opposite of that every single time.
So, how was your day, man? Did work fist you in the ass like mine does?
It wasn't too bad of a day. Not a bad day. I had a pretty fucking crazy weekend. A friend of ours like cracked her head open here at our studio. Fell down the stairs like super drunk.
Oh.
Yeah, so we had the ambulance over here, and we were like, "Oh shit, what the fuck?"
Any updates? Is she gonna be kind of?
No, she's fine. She's just in the hospital for a couple days.
Okay. Okay.
Well, she's okay.
Why is everyone just falling downstairs? Like Gray's wife fell down the stairs. This lady almost broke her brain.
She was drinking all sorts of crazy. Like, I only saw her drink like White Claws. She was only drinking White Claws, and then I wasn't down there hanging out with them. I wasn't down there. I
Yeah.
just had some vodka and soda up here, and so I think she was drinking out of my vodka because the alcohol level that she went in with, we were like, how the hell do you manage that off a couple White Claws? What are you
If
doing?
she drank
Oh,
your
God.
White Claw, that means technically you guys kissed, right? Because you drank from the same bottle, right?
Oh man, I share bottles with all sorts of people, man. I get around.
God. Oh,
MSK's
goodness.
jealous.
I am. He got to kiss. His spit was in that many girls' mouths. I can never have that feeling. You guys understand what I'm going through?
We do understand you'll never have that feeling. Yes.
Thank you. All right, so let's have fun with this first topic. Hey everyone, I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about Jeremy Boring, who has stepped down as one of the CEOs of the Daily Wire. So the Daily Wire is ran by, well, at one point, Jeremy Boring, Ben Shapiro, and there was another guy who was the co-CEO as well that they started the company with. No, you guys all know the Daily Wire with Ben Shapiro, Michael Knowles, Matt Walsh, the Calvin Klein guy, whatever the fuck his name is. I don't watch that guy. I just know his name is Calvin, honestly.
Calvin Klein?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I forget.
Used to have Candace Owens and what's her name? Brett
Cooper as well.
Brett
Yeah.
Cooper.
Yeah.
Did you mean to say Andrew Clavin? Is that your Calvin Klein?
I'll
That's
be
who
honest
we're
here, man.
talking
I
about.
literally don't remember. He's the most forgettable person on their crew. But no offense to him. He's just very forgettable. But so there's a lot to go through with this. So I'm just going to start with the most recent thing. That's the most recent thing in everyone's mind, which is the Brett Cooper thing. So Brett Cooper ended up leaving the Daily Wire, and the drama unfolded that basically went like this. Something happened in the negotiations, and then Jeremy ended up getting Brett Cooper's maid of honor at her wedding to take over her show. Now, as you guys know, generally, let's break it down like this in an analogy that a lot of you guys will gonna understand from TV. Whenever you replace someone on a TV show, let's say a main star, think of how many TV shows they replace the main star and the show's just never the same anymore. There's not ever been one where it's happened where it's actually worked. It's honestly always
Tell
seen
me
as a
about it.
downgrade. You know,
I've
right?
lived through like 12 iterations of the MSK show, and the stars keep getting changed out. Like it really sucks.
So you have that one where Brett Cooper is
Fire.
changed out for her friend Reagan, actually. Now, I will say this, her friend selling her out for that amount of money, to be honest here, I wouldn't be her friend either if I was Brett. Like literally her friend sold her out for money that I guarantee if they've been friends for this long, Brett would have hired her on her YouTube channel to work with her and give her money if she needed it that bad. That just goes to show you right there that you don't even know who your true friends are, because apparently they were friends for a very, very long time, that a person like that close to you will just sell you out for money that quick. So you have that situation. You guys remember 2022, late 2021, we had the situation with Daily Wire and Steven Crowder drama. We had that happen. I mean, the Candace Owens firing, where basically, you know how people criticize Disney for firing Gina Carano the way they did? It was on Twitter. You know what, Jeremy Boring? He actually did it worse than Disney. At least Disney had a formal resignation, we're sorry, we couldn't keep her, blah, 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 blah. His literally was Candace Owens no longer works at the Daily Wire. Literally in a tweet. That's it. Not even a, hey, we appreciated everything you did for us, blah, 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 blah. None of that. I can't believe he actually made a worse public firing than Disney. That actually takes skill. That's disgusting. So come to find out, a lot of people think it's Matt Walsh and Ben Shapiro and Michael Knowles who are the big viewers of the Daily Wire. No, come to find out, it's not true. Candace Owens and Brett Cooper had the bigger viewership. I didn't know that because their viewership tanked after they left. They actually completely left. Now, usually I always say, if you hire a Shaniqua with no real hair, you're probably going to tank your company. You know, Brett Cooper's pretty attractive. She's Jewish. I would probably hit that if she offered. But the fact that the women had that much viewership and they let them go in that kind of manner is it's disgusting, honestly. And then,
so I think you're making a connection that I don't know if it's honestly there. Like people might have left because those hosts were treated that way because they left. I don't know that they literally had all of it. It's just I don't like the way they're treating their talent. There was the Crowder thing. There was the Candace Owens thing. Now there's the Brett Cooper thing. So I'm not going to renew. You just might be putting the cart before the horse there, but obviously losing those people caused a lot of people not to renew. That's definitely a huge problem.
A lot of you guys brought up on the shows many times when I have you on, that these people have basically been utilizing their money in a very weird, unconventional way. I mean, you have all the Matt Walsh movies and documentaries, actually. Like every single
Documentaries, you say?
Documentaries. Oh my God, sorry. Well, like every single person got a big like project. Michael Knowles had his with Anthony Fauci. Candace Owens had hers with BLM. Matt Walsh had Am I a Racist? He had the one with the whole Looney Tune community, actually. You know,
all of those you mentioned were actually pretty good.
They had those movies with Ballers. They had that recently. They had the one with Gina Carano. What about the one, the high school invasion movie? That was their first one.
That
high
I
school
liked.
invasion movie.
That one was
that
really
one wasn't
good.
bad. They also had one with Carrie Elwes where it was like a kind of superheroes 60s thing. They had some that were kind of cool in the beginning. They were not produced by them. They just picked them up afterwards.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what you mean. Yeah. But you have to kind of consider, everyone, that this amount of projects they were doing, because they wanted to basically be like a bunch of content creators that had a lot of viewership. They made a streaming service where it could be all in one hub, where they didn't have to be censored. They'd have like Daily Wire access after the show's over, where you could just ask them uncensored questions. It's not a bad business strategy. It can work. It's been proven to work. But a lot of problems started surfacing, like Jeremy Boring. He calls himself the God King. Now, obviously, I'm the top G. I'm the Riz Master. So I know.
I was going to say, with a name like the Riz Master, perhaps you understand the irony behind his name. But
I do.
Fair enough. They also had some interesting kind of unique shows. Like they brought Adam Carolla's Bertram back from the dead for some
Jordan
reason.
Peterson. He had his own thing there,
too.
Yeah,
that one was pretty popular for minutes. And then they did the whole like Bent Key kids side of it. I don't know.
They had the kids content they tried launching, but all that stuff, guys, costs so much money. So like, if all their shows aren't bringing in enough money to cover those budgets, like, you know, we talk about Disney and like all these other companies where we know that they're basically spending way more money than they're kind of having to make a profit. No way they spent on all those movies all that money and turned a profit. There's no way. There's too many there's too many big production movies that they have, and then the not streaming numbers, their subscriber numbers have been going down. I'll ask you guys, also with Paparoni, he's been wanting to roast Jeremy for quite some time. How do you feel about Jeremy Boring's stepping down, the CEO of Daily Wire?
I mean, Jeremy's like an interesting businessman, and he's a fascinating figure in the conservative movement. But realistically, he's once again another person just within Con Inc. that is an ego-filled maniac, and it has driven his company to the brink of excommunicating their rising stars. And now what we see is the people that they do have as the vanguard of their company have no ability to drive them into the future, especially with the way the cultural dynamic is shifting. Mm-hmm. They have no forefront. They have no ability to actually take any ground. And any ground that they do have, the rug is going to be ripped from beneath their feet so fast that they won't be able to catch themselves whenever they fall. They're done.
That's true. Mm-hmm. Also, let's bring up this too, because I wanted to make sure I brought this up. Remember the whole Jeremy's Razors things, Jeremy's Chocolate? So anytime a company did something woke, let's just say that, Jeremy would have a reaction to it. So back in 2023, it was February. I'm not kidding you guys. This might have been one of the biggest L's I've ever seen from a company, a legacy one. You know that candy company, Hershey's? They nominated a Looney Tune Decepticon and part of National Women's Day. Yeah, International Women's Day. They honored a Looney Tune. And then Jeremy and Brett did the whole like Jeremy's Chocolates, the whole she, her, he, him, blah, blah, blah. Like there was some good ideas there. But, you know, when this guy has this big of a ego and he's this big of a maniac, you could clearly tell this guy is going off he went off on people on Twitter constantly over just the most weirdest thing, like that. What was that whole Crisis King thing he kept going off about? So cringe every day having this guy say this rhetoric all the time. Like Crisis King is like, all right, dude, I'm not religious, but holy shit, like it's okay, man. People don't go to church. It's just how life goes, you know. Some people just aren't religious like that, you know. So I just couldn't imagine the Daily Wire surviving. Like I don't see a world where it can go on, honestly. You know, writing's been on the wall for quite some time, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. You know, you hire a Shaniqua and your company just goes to shit, you know? Well, that's just me. No? Maybe it's just me.
Doesn't that go against what you just said, though? If she was the most popular, I don't know.
It's ironic isn't it?
When he says that Shaniqua, what he's realistically saying is a diva, and Jeremy Boring's ego being so vast and all-encompassing. That's exactly what he is.
See, he saved me. Thank God. That's why I have white people here.
Yeah, I don't watch enough of
You
those
don't need to
people
put
to
your
know.
neck out for MSK.
I don't watch them either. I just find them insufferable, and unfortunately end up keeping up with it because the news just gets funneled on my Twitter feed.
I've seen a few clips, and I've seen like, am I racist? And like those are pretty decent, but it's like as far as watching any of their content, I've never been a fan. Like I'm like, I don't know how anyone can sit there and watch these people for 45 minutes or an hour, however long their shows are.
I love getting a point that's really important interrupted by an ad for Goodreads. That's my favorite part of the Daily Wire project.
Oh man,
it's like, yeah, dude, that's an excellent point.
The only one I ever watch occasionally, I do like what's his name, Knowles. I like Knowles, all right.
Yep.
My wife's been watching a lot of Candace Owens, primarily for like now, she's not part of it now, but for the Ryan Reynolds, Justin Baldoni stuff.
Of course, she's interested in that. Of course, your wife's a huge fan of Blake Lively. She's the number one fan.
Oh,
and a Taylor
number
Swift
one fan,
actually,
right?
Too. Yeah, and she's a Taylor Swift fan too. Number one fan, actually. But yeah, that's kind of it right now with the Jeremy Boring CEO, Daily Wire stepping down. I mean, I don't think people really like this guy as much as he thinks he's liked. Like he must have been tanking the company this bad because there's all these controversies we just brought up with with Candace Owens firing and all that stuff. They tried to set up a debate with her and Ben Shapiro. That fell through. I'll be honest here. I think both of them were kind of dodging each other. Like I don't know if they'll ever do it, but it'll be pretty entertaining actually. But some things about them are cool, but but this is why the average person kind of financing and producing this amount of content can't really work because you literally need big backers. There's a reason why all these companies can survive because they have like big backers behind them.
I have an interesting point behind that.
Okay.
Yeah, please. MSK has none.
Yeah, I fucking love this dude. Anyways, sorry, he's funny.
I'm black. I have that knack, I'm like Dave Chappelle.
The thing that I find so incredibly fascinating is like the announcement of the economic woes of the Daily Wire. That anyone that has seen what they're doing and seen the failed output has understood that they're very clearly experiencing, but they still just had everything fine. And then USAID tanks. And then all of a sudden the Daily Wire is like, we're in economic crisis. We have to freeze our employees' credit cards. In fact, we're going to try and take out loans on our employees' actual personal cards so that we can finance and back them later. And it's like, what is fucking going on here? And I don't know. This is conspiratorial angle. But what the fuck? And if you think they wouldn't be infiltrating Con Inc. just like they did the fact of the mainstream media, it's like this is Operation Mockingbird tactics. It goes all the way back to the nature of the CIA. This is how they operate. If they can control the narrative, then they'll do so on any side. And don't think someone like Ben Shapiro that toes the line of every single war of the last 20 fucking years wouldn't gladly do so here.
It's professional wrestling. They have to have a heel. There always has to be controlled opposition, and you kind of things start happening and you start kind of seeing who might be just that.
That is interesting timing. I honestly hadn't put kind of two and two together, but because so MSK, sadly, he had kind of a point where he was mentioning like the big backers or whatever.
Yep.
I don't know. I'd always heard rumor that they did have some big backers and that they were kind of waiting on this whole like Pendragon Cycle giant project, that it was kind of the last thing with Brett Cooper, that they're still hoping to kind of get any sort of traction with that. Has there been any word on that, or did it kind of go the way of the Brett Cooper Cinderella thing?
The only thing that I saw Brett put out was that when it was revealed that Jeremy Boring was going to step down, she just posted a GIF or a GIF of Jimmy Fallon just turning his face and laughing. That's all she did.
Oh, there's bad blood there.
Oh, there's for sure bad blood.
I mean,
yeah.
If you saw that last thing that Brett Cooper did, that was like the statement or whatever, that it looked so much like a
that felt so forced. Oh god, that felt so forced. Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll have to see how it pans out. Brett Cooper, if you ever decide to leave your husband and you want to, try out some BBC, some black guy, I'm always open. I've never had a Jewish.
But you could do better. Just know that, Brett.
I don't think she's Jewish.
Oh, gosh. Interesting.
Ben wouldn't have fired her. I'm kidding. But anyway, like, no, like, legitimate. No, seriously, like, I don't think she's Jewish. In fact, like, I know, like, the beef with, like, her and the Daily Wire, she got, like, in trouble for liking something that was talking about, like, the Gaza conflict.
It was the Nick Foles thing. It was the Nick Foles thing.
Yep.
Oh, not Nick Foles. Jesus Christ, that's the Eagles player. Nick Fuentes. Jesus Christ, my brain is fried.
No, I don't think it was Nick Fuentes. It was a post that was talking about the Gaza stuff, and it was commented on by Nick Fuentes. And because there was a Fuentes comment on it, it blew up. And then there was a like that you could see on Instagram from Brett Cooper. And then all of a sudden, there started being these rumblings behind the scenes. And a week later, her show shifted, and like you saw Reagan fill in one of the slots. Which I don't know if that's the case. But I wouldn't be surprised if they would excommunicate people, because everyone has their lines. And for the people that support, like, again, every single conflict that any,
you know what's weird? Matt Walsh
empire
talked
will
about.
push.
You were saying controllable opposition. Matt Walsh literally was on one of their Daily Wire backstages talking about the USA not wanting and needing to support Israel. They're fine with him doing it, but if a girl does it, they have to get fired. And it's like, we were talking about earlier before this video. Like certain people in certain groups can do and say certain things, and no one's going to challenge them because optics, right? Happened with the Daily Wire. Like Matt Walsh literally is in front of them saying, I don't believe the USA should be helping Israel. I don't really disagree with them on that.
And that's a good point, because Matt Walsh also, I'm not saying I disagree with that point, but he also is known to say a lot of really, really stupid shit, and it just gets skirted over because he's the what is a woman guy. Let's not rock the boat. Exactly.
Fucking boomer ass.
Video games cause violence. Anime's demonic.
Yeah, let's not move culture. Let's chase away the people.
He had recently, as of yesterday. Remember, he was talking about the whole food stamp one. He believes that, like, if you using taxpayer money, you shouldn't be able to buy soda or chips on food stamps. No, not a bad take. It's a fine one. Or Ben Shapiro recently having the one about Social Security. Oh, because I remember the whole big thing about the Daily Wire, people don't remember, was that they were mad at Hollywood for kind of censoring and firing people who said certain things. I don't disagree with what people said, but if there are big staunches of, Ben Shapiro's, I guess, apparently one of the number one staunch defenders of free speech, Candace Owens had some very interesting things she said about Israel, and she's gone. But that's literally a foundational thing that Ben Shapiro talks about. It's believing in free speech and all that stuff. I find it so weird,
When people on the right complain about the left media being nothing but an echo chamber, maybe they should try to avoid to create their own echo chambers and allow different versions of an opinion to exist in the same space, and maybe have thoughtful debate and disagree on occasion, or even pretty heated ones. But oh no, alas.
Yeah, Ben Shapiro will just have the most random takes. Like I was on a plane and I watched Deadpool and Wolverine. I think it's the worst movie ever made. No, and you can have your whatever opinion you want, but there's no way I'll believe in my head that you believe that that's the worst movie you ever seen.
Dude,
guys, Emily brought up his opinions on Sonic were pretty dumb too.
I'll give you a better one. Literally I have it up on my second monitor right here. March 23rd, 2025, Ben Shapiro. Why does it matter who shot JFK? Excuse me? There's no way that someone whose entire life fundamental and like their viewpoint of the world is built on something that happened 80 years ago. And we're like, I don't think it matters that this thing that happened 60 years ago should be talked about. It's like, what the fuck are we talking about?
Because
what is going on here?
I just want to elaborate on
doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Because the reason why that take, not yours, the reason why that tweet makes no sense is because the reason why JFK files and that whole 9/11 thing is highlighted is because if it's revealed that our own government takes out people, that's the point of it. It's like our own government who's supposed to protect us. If they can off you, if they don't like you or perceive to be an enemy, that's not good. That needs to be exposed. And if someone to say it doesn't matter, it's like, are you a crackhead? Are you literally stupid?
That just shows that like they agree with government having that kind of overreach and control.
It benefits them.
Exactly. As long as your side's the ones in control of that shadow government, then it's perfectly fine. No.
It's public knowledge about Hillary, right? Like Norm brought it up on The View. Like I thought we all know that they kill people.
And I do agree with the Daily Wire on like a lot of the Troon stuff. I think they're very spot on about the whole Troon stuff. I agree with them on a lot of stuff, but that doesn't mean because I agree with them on that doesn't mean I agree with them on everything. And that's what a lot of people need to understand. Is like just because you can agree with someone on something, but not agree with everything they say. But average leftists don't understand that. But we'll get our final thoughts on this, and we'll move on to the next topic. Sci-Fax, anything you want to bring up?
No, like I don't follow enough of what these guys say. Some of the stuff you guys have mentioned, I've kind of relatively heard it, but I don't pay attention to what those people say most of the time. They have like a good take every now and then. Like I said, I've watched some of the Matt Walsh documentary stuff. That's about it. And those were fine. That's fine. Like you said, there's things that of course, it's like, yeah, I agree with a couple of the things that I've heard you say, but I don't know enough about what else they talk about to really give a shit. I just don't know them.
Also, Jordan Peterson, if your daughter needs another partner, to bang her out, I mean, I'm right here. Jokes aside, Iron, your final thoughts on this one?
I think it kind of proves a lot of stuff we've already known for a long time about a lot of these bigger, conservative media outlets, that they're just as bullshit as you would expect. So it doesn't really surprise me, and it doesn't really affect me that much either way. It is a little sad to see things turn when they were, purchasing movies that actually were pretty much neutral, and we need somebody to kind of pick up that momentum. But it's funny, but that's about it. I think I agree with all Poperoni's points mostly. I am starting to think, okay, the timing is very sus.
I'll say this before Gray goes. Lauren Chen, even though she was really, really attractive, about that Russia money that she was allegedly getting. Lauren, don't sue me. I said allegedly. She had never appeared, guys. She never surfaced in again. I find that funny. I just, crazy, right? Gray, your final thoughts on this, actually?
I think, you should definitely take a page out of Lauren Chen's book. If you could disappear for a while, I think the internet would be a better place. But to give kind of an alternate opinion, I guess let me white knight the Daily Wire just a little bit. There's a lot of streaming services out there. There's Disney Plus. There's all these. They all anticipated this kind of big cash flow. And I think what we've seen from all of them is, sadly, it doesn't seem like streaming is super, I don't know, lucrative. It doesn't seem like it's as effective as everyone thought. We had this whole pandemic surge where everybody really thought, okay, that's where we're going to take all these online businesses. We're just going to sell subscriptions. And I don't know if that's kind of the way forward. It seems like all these different subscription services are now going to commercial. I don't know. It feels like we're getting TV again through it. So the fact that this didn't necessarily work out for them, I don't know that it was necessarily run incorrectly. They had a lot of really interesting programs out there. Lady Ballers, it was their first attempt at comedy. It wasn't the worst, but it wasn't super effective. And then I felt kind of the same thing with Matt Walsh's documentaries. I get it, and those are kind of the only ones that they had. I think Lady Ballers got like a very limited release, and then now I'm forgetting Matt Walsh's
Am I Racist? One got released.
Am I Racist?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It actually got released, and it didn't do horribly in that. But I think
it was actually pretty funny. It was pretty funny, but I don't think I don't think they meant it for it to be funny. Just the things that are happening and how ridiculous everything is makes it funny, because you're like, there's no way these people exist. And then he's like, no, check it out. Here's a whole movie about them.
They totally do.
And I will give Matt credit here
just
for a second. I understand, like, when you would say conservatives are trying to make big Hollywood blockbusters and to get them into screens. I fully agree with Matt about what he had presented as receipts to, hey, they're literally blocking us from getting in the theaters. I understand that. So I don't really fault some of their movies for not making enough money, because literally if the people in charge are not giving them enough screens, I understand that. That's fine. That, I can't really argue with that one. We know.
Yeah, I have 5 AMCs within about 20 minutes of me, like real close to me. It was only showing in one theater, and it had like 2 showings on a Saturday. That was it.
It's crazy, man.
What state are you in?
I'm in California.
We're both in California.
Okay. Yeah, I'm in Texas, and like both theaters that I saw, like when I went by, and the one I went to, like had it showing. But I mean, again, could just be like the nature of the culture here. So.
Yeah, I mean, and for the AMCs that around me, it's like I had to go to like the shittiest one kind of thing. It's like the one I'd never go to, and they show more like indie movies and whatever, but that's the only one out of all these that were playing it. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, that's intentional for sure.
Okay, Paparoni, Your final thoughts on this?
I know I've been trashing the Daily Wire a lot, but I am going to come in and go ahead and give them like their kudos. I like them. I like what they've done. I genuinely appreciate it. They've done great things with the people they've brought into the landscape to be people who are, I would say, fantastic voices in the conservative space. Knowles, Walsh, Candace, Brett, like they all do their own thing and they do it in their own interesting way, which is why they've been able to garner so much success. And I enjoy all of them. I used to like Ben, but it's one of those things where you start to see the shifting landscape and you see the certain litmus tests, and you can go ahead and just look at COVID like this. When you see the tweet fly out of Ben Shapiro's mouths and it completely abandons the fundamental of, like, I don't know, personal autonomy, and he is just now, Ben, get the vaccine, you dope Shapiro. That's one of those little stepping stones where you see it's like, okay, you failed this litmus test. Now what? Ukraine drops the ball, fails the litmus test, and just so on and so forth, so consistently as he and so many others like him have proven. And I think that's one of those things why they failed. But I think if they can recover, it'll be by downsizing, because they can't keep spending into oblivion like you were talking about, that all of these projects are so expensive that if they're going to keep going down this pipeline, that's how they sink themselves, because they will be, I would say, completely in a hole with no liquidity. So
yeah, and they have sponsors.
I hope
and,
the Pendragon cycle is successful, though.
Supposedly
it's still made out there.
Jeremy believes in it. He's passionate about it. He cares about it. I hope it's good. I don't like Jeremy Boring, but it doesn't mean I want him to fail. You know what I mean?
What happens to that Snow White movie they're supposed to do with Brett Cooper? Oh wait, she's gone.
Dude, she was.
I mean, they should have had some type of deal going, anyways, just to release it, just to have something to come out right now with Snow White getting just fucking, just tanking in the box office.
Yeah,
dude, come on, man.
They would have done good.
Yeah, it's like just make the deal behind. Be like, here's an extra 50,000, whatever. Give it to her and be like, and then just fucking release it. Just do it.
Do they have that in hand?
No.
That's
maybe Monopoly money. Just joking.
I mean, that's what's crazy when I see
dollar is.
And when I see all these like creators like that all join together and then go to a company, it always makes me wonder. I'm like, why? Like, I guess because they at least had a vision for something. I kind of get that, but when I see creators do that, always something happens. There's a massive split. And it's like, dude, you guys have like millions of subs. Why do you need this company backing you? You guys get a ton of deals.
Yeah.
Jordan Peterson's star got completely diminished in the light that was putting out from it. And now all people look at Jordan Peterson as is, oh yeah, he's another one of those Daily Wire guys, when he was someone that was moving the dynamics of culture even after the fact of coming back from beating drug addiction. But now it's just another boilerplate person at the Daily Wire.
Yeah, and I want to tackle on that thing that Paparoni said. So I have 3 things to mention before we head out of this video, which is, I do respect and like what they did and what they have tried to do. The other thing I'll bring up is that if your CEO is tweeting the things that he's tweeting, I'm not saying that he should censor himself. That's not what I'm saying. But I do kind of agree on an aspect where if you represent a company, the certain things you say reflect on the company. They just kind of do when you get to be in that position, So if we had a similar thing like the Daily Wire, if I'm tweeting certain things and everyone thinks that what I'm tweeting, you guys all absolve what I say. That's how the average idiot thinks. I'm not saying that people should think that way. That's how they think. So you have all these crazy things he's saying out there, doesn't make the company look good. Also, I'll be able to point out all these sponsors they have on their shows. You guys have to understand, not you guys, but you guys will get this. These sponsors can only cover so much money, You have to get the rest of it from ad revenue, people watching your shit, people actually having subscriptions. Their model is literally based around, unless there's consistent subscriber growth, then their money is going to be stopped at a certain point, because sponsors can only give you so much, and don't all of them only have 3 apart? A lot of them actually have 3 of the same sponsors themselves, so it might be just split amongst the middle. So yeah, a business model like this, I don't know, I don't see it going anywhere anytime soon. But hey, Brett Cooper, if you watch this, if you got any hot friends who want to sleep with me, just saying, I'm open. I'm Riz Master, Thrust King, all these guys vouch for me, so we're good.
No.
Do we though?
Disavow.
So thank you guys for checking out this video. If you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel. If you have not already, leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. I'm MSK, aka Master Swag King, and we're going to sign out, guys. See you guys later. Peace. Wow, you guys are pretty good there. You're clout chasing fucks. I hate you.
Always good to be here, man. Thanks for inviting me.
God, Syphax's cat's just staring into the void of darkness. I don't know
Dude,
what that thing is doing anymore.
I've looked at it so many times.
just look at
You
it.
have no idea.
I
just-
pretty much anytime MSK talks, that's all I'm doing is watching the cat.
God,
Yeah, she's determined. She'll catch him one day. That or she's gonna finally hit the TV hard enough, it's gonna fall back at her, and I'm gonna have to catch it. But
She's
Yeah.
so fast that she'll be gone because her reaction speed is just infinite, but it will be a moment that's caught on camera at least.
I told him to put it outside, and he doesn't do it. I was like, put the little baby.
Who do you play on Rivals?
since I play on console, I usually play healers. So I'll play like Mantis and like Invisible Woman, and then if I tank, I usually play Groot. But I don't play it all that often. I kind of mainly leave it up for the cat, actually.
It's a great background, to be fair. You know, I play Rivals like on PC, and I play healers because like I enjoy the healers. I can do a lot of damage
Yeah.
with them, which is actually
Yeah.
nice. That and I play a lot of. I just play everything.
I'm
really.
fixing to finally start that game. Got enough
Well,
people
let's
trying
play
to get
with
me
you.
into it.
It's great, man. I was.
Yeah, it's fun, but man, they have that stupid shit going on where, like, if you're playing ranked, you'll be like, oh, cool, I'll win like maybe 2 games, and then you'll just have like 8 in a row with like nothing but the worst teammates you've ever met in your life, and you're like, how are you going freaking 1-19 as a freaking DPS, man? What are you doing?
I hit
Like-
diamond and then fell to the pits of plat again, and I wanted to fucking punch a hole through my drywall.
I think the furthest I've gotten was like silver or whatever the next one past bronze. I think it's silver, and then it shot me back down to like bronze 3 or whatever it is, and I was like, "Fuck this, I'm
I
done."
peaked at Challenger playing League of Legends, so obviously, you know, that's how you know how good I am playing League. Literally top 10 in our entire nation. No,
All
I
6 people that
despise
play.
League of Legends.
a lot of people that play. And if you were believe I'm hitting
Straight people
Challenger,
do, Poperoni. Straight people do.
only losers play Mobile Rivals. Literally, guys that literally can't get laid play Mobile Rivals. I've heard, allegedly.
Real.
God, when we get to the Snow White topic, oh my God, Rachel Zegler. There's something I have to show you guys. She just literally is retarded. She might just be straight up retarded. Someone had sex with her so bad, her brain is actually not there. He actually humped her actual brain out. Holy
You talk
mother
about
of God.
space between her eyes because I think that's just like fetal alcohol syndrome or something.
Is that what happened to you, MSK? Just out of curiosity.
No. I've had sex with a lot of girls, actually. Miss Sparkle
Dude, I
said that I
literally
see
got
your
beaten
comments.
into a ceiling fan as a child, and I quite literally still look less retarded than Rachel Zegler. I don't understand it.
The one comment that I was like, man, this is stupid. When the dude was like, man, because she has a hairy back, that means the movie's
That
gonna
was-
bomb. That
That
was
was
just so
kind of
stupid.
stupid. But
That was someone who's never
yeah.
been with a Hispanic chick in his
Yeah,
life. Just saying.
exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
As someone who lives in South Texas, trust me, that's just someone who's never been with a Hispanic chick.
well,
My
that or with
God,
just a
man.
woman in general. Like if
Yeah.
go to the beach with a
It's
white
just
woman,
darker
you'll
hair.
notice they have a lot more hair on them than you thought they did. Like
That was just so stupid. The guy was like, because she has hair on her back, the movie's gonna fail. It's like, okay, now you're actually giving into that stereotype of like people in this space kind of just grabbing one random thing and making a big deal out of
Right,
it.
right.
That's just
Grasping at
literally
straws.
so stupid.
Yeah,
Well-
that didn't help anybody out when that got point. I almost think that's a psyop. That get
Yeah.
exposed by somebody just trying to like because I knew enough idiots would latch onto it like, yeah, back here.
no, there's
But-
far worse things about that movie, like the movie itself, and then
It
the
existing.
acting, the
There are worse
costumes,
things about
the
Rachel
songs,
Zegler.
everything. Yeah,
Ah,
so many
but-
other factors that matter way more than a fucking
But
random.
don't
bag.
worry, guys. We'll get to that in our third topic because now we got to talk about Captain EBT or Captain Blackfrica, Captain who wasn't there for his kids.
Captain Soul Train?
Yep, I'm using that. God. What else? Captain Planet of the Apes, Captain Caesar.
I can't let off the ones that are flying through my mind right now. I'm so cooked.
Oh God. All right. Let's get
Captain
this.
America and the guy brave enough to go into Section 8. I don't know. Like,
Oh God. Gray absolves all of our opinions. He agrees with everything we say. He doesn't disavow. Right?
I think Walter's got a good point.
Isn't this a good thing? I'm pretty sure that's a
Captain
good thing.
MSK.
Oh, gosh. Well, this is going to be a doozy to go over. Hey everyone, I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about Captain America: Brave New World once again, consistently failing at the worldwide box office. So we've basically been talking about this movie for quite some time, and you guys have seen all of my previous videos talking about Captain America: Brave New World. And this movie has now finally hit $400 million worldwide. It's still flopping. It's still pretty much not going to break even because it would need what? 425, 430, something to break even. And it's literally crawling to hit numbers at the worldwide box office. If you guys want to go and check out our discussion,
that's only if you believe that it was 180 million. You know,
I was gonna bring that up. Yeah. So if you guys want to go and check out our discussion with me and Sci-Fax and Society Reviews, we talked about the movie at spoiler length, pre-recorded. If you guys want to go see that video in the channel. But as far as this movie's box office, if you even just talk about the budget they lied about, let's just use that one because Sci-Fax said it. So we'll use that one. It doesn't matter if they have that budget anyway, because they're still not going to break even and they're still not making profit, guys, because you must also consider the fact that if you add in like $100 million for marketing, okay, that means the movie's budget is $280 million. That means the movie would have to make like what, $800 million for profit? Yeah, it's not, even with the fake budget or the real one, they're screwed either way. It wasn't going to make money for them anyway. And now we're at this point where I don't know why it's still in theaters. It's clearly not tracking any good numbers. We've all seen, Iron didn't see it. I don't know if Pepperoni's seen it. I know me, Sci-Fax, and Grace saw it. It's about as mid as, Shang-Chi.
Extremely forgettable. Like, I don't even remember most of it. Yeah.
You know, like, I watched this movie on Valentine's Day. I took out my wife, and I went to show her a more successful
boyfriend.
black man.
You forgot you also went with her boyfriend.
And I went to go show her a more successful black man than myself. And, you know, we had a lot of sex in the movie theater because obviously I'd rather have sex with a girl than watch this giant pile of trash.
And there was no one in the theater to watch the movie either, so you were clear.
Yeah. Honestly, there was literally 5 people max, including myself. So like 6. There's like 6 people altogether in there. Jesus. Literally on an opening Thursday night, 6 people. It's not good, you know? So here we go. Let's start going over this movie's box office worldwide. It's tragic.
We went from Infinity War to this.
We went from Civil War to this. The first Iron Man will be rolling in its grave. Captain EBT, Captain Soul Train, Captain fucking Planet of the Apes, Captain didn't sit there for his kids. God damn, Anthony Mackie. What happened to you, man? Oh, wait, Disney made you star in this bullshit. Captain America: Brave New World crosses box office milestone. Oh my God, last week, because we didn't talk about this last week. The media is so unbelievably disingenuous. Last week, there was a narrative going around. I mean, it's true, but it's stupid. This movie has surpassed the box office of Black Widow. Guys, Black Widow is the only MCU movie to this date with a day and date streaming release. So this movie barely passed something that had an anchor on its neck, hindering it from working at the box office. Oh my God, it beat a woman that literally had her leg shot in. Congrats. That's terrible. It can barely beat Black Widow. That's bad. That's actually terrible. It's not a good thing. Oh my God. Holy fucking Christ here.
They were celebrating it tying with Eternals.
Which is literally debatably considered one of the worst MCU movies ever made. And that's sad because
yet most artistic.
Kevin Feige said it's their first Oscar bait movie. Remember that one?
Don't you remember how many lives Eternals was going to save? That's what that one guy says. Can you imagine how many lives this will save? There's queer people in this film. Lives will be saved. Like, unironically stating this, these people don't see themselves as artists. They think they're saving the world. We're going to save the world. And that's why we're going to make sure that these small children in Pakistan that will literally never even learn how to fully speak their own language are going to have a gay person to look forward to in a Marvel movie that they're never going to know existed.
True.
Well, they got to sit around and hope for somebody to save them from getting thrown off a building when they admit they're gay. But you know,
Allegedly in Minecraft.
Or forced transition in Iran.
yeah.
Allegedly said by Paparoni News and Sci-Fax, not me, YouTube. I'm a good guy. I actually voted for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. No, I didn't. I'd rather shoot myself than vote for those pieces of dog shit. Still fighting to break even for Captain America Brave New World. 2025 has had a slow start so far at the box office. Even with little competition, Captain America Brave New World has struggled to get people to the theaters to see the film. So does that confirm that no one likes this version of Captain America? Can we just please stop doing this? Can you please give people characters they will actually literally get up off their fucking ass and pay you? I don't care what any of these random retarded MCU fans tell you. I would love to see a movie about Squirrel Girl. Like, if you put the right director on it and the right writer, I'll go. No, you fucking won't. Can we give characters that we actually give a fuck about, please? Can we stop doing this experiment? It worked out in the beginning. It worked out very well. Can we stop doing it at this point? Can we stop random fucking characters no one cares about? Please give me something I care about. And then maybe I might give you my money again. But I gave them money for this movie because I wanted to support black people because I support BLM. I'm joking, everyone. I'm joking. So
You had to pay for at least 3 tickets for this one, right?
right, I did. I did not. Who knows? I had sex that night, so I got off easy. No wait. That's jokes don't work against me. All right.
They're just gonna lean on these. See, this proves that the majority of Marvel, like old school Marvel fans, are actually terrible racists. Mm.
Yeah, why did every black
it.
person go and see this? Yeah, all these black people on Twitter. Oh, you racist? You were kept in Africa. Did you go see the movie? No, I oh no, like my EBT and my welfare check didn't come in that week. I couldn't go watch it. Oh my god!
You know what's crazy? The way the culture's shifting, they're gonna be like, "You're a racist for not seeing this," and motherfuckers are gonna turn on their camera and go, "So what?" It's like, whoa,
Yeah.
we're in different
It doesn't mean
territory
anything
now.
anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's all right now. All the Japanese people mad about Assassin's Creed Shadows are terrible racists too. None of this shit matters.
We'll get into that later. The movie premiered in theaters on February 14th, and it marked Anthony Mackie's first solo film and his debut as Captain America after being in the MCU for over a decade. Yeah, no one ever said Falcon was their favorite Avenger, ever. That never happened. People just said they liked him. Keep in mind, context matters. Since its release, the superhero movie has had its fair share of achievements, but it's still waiting to become a definite hit. Per Deadline, this weekend, Captain America Brave New World officially crossed the $400 million mark worldwide. That's terrible. It's actually awful. In total, Captain America Brave New World grossed $400.8 million worldwide, with over $190 million from the domestic market. The domestic gross alone covered its investment.
I don't buy it.
You people are just fucking liars. Which came with a price tag of $180 million. What was the marketing budget on this movie? We don't know because they'll never admit it. But these kind of blockbusters usually carry like an $80 million to $100 million price tag anyway, just to market them. So yeah, stop lying.
I have a question about the wording on this. So it says the domestic gross alone covered its investment. Are we talking about the investment of the actual production of the movie, or all of the money spent in totality when it comes to marketing? How much time is spent on airtime when it comes to ads that we have to put out so consistently?
Yeah.
Producing things like
definitely
merch,
not covering
for some
any
reason.
of that.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm wondering. It's like, and we already know they're absolutely lying because this movie got delayed 6 quadrillion times.
For sure,
So
with 2 different sets of reshoots, at least.
Yeah.
At least.
It's just interesting how it's like, oh, well, it covered its investment. It's like, yeah, what does that mean in totality for you? Because it doesn't explain.
I think
how
they just
much
mean
they're
that
gonna lose.
190 million. Because I think the next line where they're saying that it's reported that they need 425 to break even. I think that includes the marketing, but I think that 180 is just the supposed cost of it. But come on, anything with Harrison Ford, I think it's going to be higher than that.
You would hope.
So is 190 or 180? Is that the initial price you have to think? It's like, well,
but they're
we've stated
confusing
this
the
is how
wording.
much the movie's going to cost.
Yeah.
So they're not actually going to explain and give any more information and spill the tea.
No, they're bought and paid for. That's what they are.
Well, no, I'm wondering specifically if when it comes to like spending 190 million, that was like roughly the regimented budget for the film already before the delays and the reshoots and all of that. So you have to wonder, how much have they actually spent on this? Because obviously they're not going to tell you. And then what would they actually need to truly break even? Because I think it's going to be more than 425 because they spent $300 million on advertising on this stuff.
However, Captain America 4 is still fighting for profit. You know, it's really crazy how they won't, emphasize more on that. Guys, profit is what these guys want. No one wants break even. Anyone on Twitter, anywhere who says that movies are fine breaking even, you are literally retarded. You are actually stupid. You're just dumb.
Yeah, no one's investing this kind of money, and then 2 years later, they're like, "Hey, by the way, here's the exact amount of money you gave us back." Like,
yeah, no one wants to do that. The movie might have had a 100. Love it. The movie might have had. Okay, all right. So I guess we're now admitting it's not $180 million, but whatever. The movie might have had a $180 million price tag, but it's been reported it would need around $425 million to break even and more to make a profit. Aside from its initial investment, the marketing and distribution costs are usually twice its budget. The top 5 markets for the film were the UK and Mexico and China, France and Korea. None of that really matters anyway, but whatever. Even so, Captain America is the highest grossing film of 2025 in the US. The only film that has done better is the Chinese animated sequel, Nizatu. Why does that even matter? Well, I just don't get what this is all. That's just fluff. That doesn't mean anything. Which has grossed over $2 billion worldwide, threatening James Cameron's upcoming Avatar 3. The animated film crossed almost $50 million worldwide outside of China compared to 2024. Aside from the Chinese hit, the year it is still relatively low. Dune Part 2 kicked off the year in March last year, ending its run with $714.7 million worldwide, the 7th film of the year. Yeah, well, Dune movies, I guess, do very well at the box office, but what the fuck got to do with this? All that's just, whatever.
They're just showing it's another March movie, although this one was technically February. So I believe it came out on Valentine's
They're going to do anything they can to get it closer to an early summer movie because those movies sell just worse, so they're going to try and have those standards that they can compare to.
Captain America Brave New World came with a lot of pressure with the change in lead actor from Chris Evans to Steve Rogers to Mackie Sam Wilson, as well as a difficult, more politically focused theme. The movie had a big challenge. Luckily, it grossed enough to not be the lowest grossing film in the Captain America film series. Congratulations. We're 35 films deep with this.
That's probably a lie though too, because those other movies probably only cost 100 million or 50 million.
Also,
so
the inflation back the inflation back then during phase 1 when those movies came out, way different. Those are insanely much more different numbers if you actually adjust for that. I mean, people do that.
Yeah, you can go and look at the ticket sales, and you can watch the line going down, even though they're still making more money. But
also, they act like the MCU was this behemoth that it is today, and that's just not true. It wasn't this massive beast with all of this money churning into it. It was people making stories that ended up being finally a universe that told a cohesive tale. That's what it turned out to be, not this massive just monster.
You're totally right. And they say it next. It is the first Avenger, which was the first one. So, totally Poperoni beat me to that point that, this was trying to introduce people to this character, which formerly, I don't know if you guys ever saw, like, the original Captain America movie from, what was that, like the late 80s or early 90s?
I loved it as a kid.
Man. Yeah, I think it was 89 or 91. Yeah.
It was kind of a joke, man. It was kind of like the Punisher movie.
It was bad, but I loved it.
I was a kid, so I loved the shit out of it.
Yeah, she was awesome, dude. I loved it.
But this was trying to introduce people to it. Like, same thing with Iron Man. It was kind of a joke. But, man, those movies kind of changed people's opinion. But still, they're saying it's 370 million, and that's in 2011. So I'm doing the math right now. But it's got to be close, if not better than this.
I just ran it through NerdWallet's inflation calculator, and it says
sweet.
So
that's what I was doing.
I love this guy. Let's say in 2011 to 2025, here we see it says you bought something and I put $370 million.
Okay.
Due to inflation, that same item in the current day, so we're talking about the same profit margins or the same value, $524,854,916.22. So that's what we're talking about. And even then, it caps off higher than this, but they don't want to talk about that because these people don't understand that we need to enforce value as the thing that makes sure that we're making profit.
Yeah, but forget profit. All studios do is invest hundreds of millions of dollars to break even. That's what you need to tell your shareholders. Hey, I squandered $500 million, but I broke even. So what'd you get? Nothing. Good. No, guys, you guys are Morons on Twitter, they swear. The fourth installment comes above the first entry, 2011's Captain America: The First Avenger, with $370.5 million. However, it is far away from the next two, as 2014's Captain America: Winter Soldier grossed $714.4 million, and 2016's Captain America: Civil War grossed $1.15 billion. The movie received,
and let me just cut in really quick. So the budget for First Avenger was $140 million. So
Yes,
it was even less than the budget on this as well.
Yep. Joe Johnston, he delivered a banger, honestly. Those first phase of directors, well, one would say they carry Kevin Feige, but different discussion for another day. The movie received the lowest cinema score rating in the MCU, was critically panned despite a thrilling audience score with a score of 48% versus 79%, and it's predicted to finish its run among the lowest earning films. This is why, even though people rag on review websites, average people need to understand this. It doesn't matter what critics think or the audience thinks, because you can make arguments that both of them are stupid. Guys, literally the audience on Rotten Tomatoes thinks that first Venom movie that came out back in 2018 is a good movie. Come on, what are we doing here? That movie sucks ass. But
normies are retarded, though.
Yeah, like, and critics, can be like snobby-ish and pretentious, kind of like Grey Poupée, but we love them for who they are, right? No. Between $405 million and $440 million, with anything past $425 million is a win. No, it's not. If it makes past break even, that's an L. No matter how these guys try to spin that. The superhero film.
It's actually worse than that. It's actually worse than that too, because places like China, you're only getting 25% of whatever you get from there.
True,
and like
yeah.
Disney has a thing where it's like the first couple weeks they'll get maybe 60 to 70%, and then it drops down to 50% a couple weeks later. And all these other places you're not getting even 50% from. So
yeah,
it's probably
these
even
guys
worse.
Don't factor in what you just said, which is okay. Let's say hypothetically, which we know it's not. Let's say it makes break even. Let's say it makes 425. Guys, you don't get all of that. You can't just put your shit in someone else's shit for free. You do know that, right? I think the number they ran it for America, our theaters take 47%. So whatever 40% out of fucking 425 is what they would get. Guys, that's bad. This is a complete colossal failure. The superhero film would sit between Shang-Chi, Legend of the Ten Rings, and Thor. Captain America: Brave New World is playing in theaters. So let's see where it's at comparatively domestically. Let's go box office. So it'll be, what's it? It's Box Office Mojo, right? Box Office Mojo has the breakdown. Let me see really quickly. I'm gonna see what's been updated on this. Yep, that's terrible. This is bad. This is actually terrible. Does it show how much it how much it actually grosses throughout the week? Because they usually show that sometimes too, like how much money it takes in each day.
There's a weekly tab if you go down just a little bit. Right
up
at the top.
Oh, you're right. Go back.
Luckily, after a failure like this, Marvel has Ironheart to secure their back.
Can't believe we're gonna watch Ironheart, guys. I can't believe it. So yeah, Snow White.
Just at the top.
You're right here.
You can switch it to weekly. Yeah, there you go.
There we go. Thank you. That's why you're here, because you're a black man. All right, let's go. Captain America: Brave New World. Oh, it made this is pathetic. This is so bad. As you guys can see, completely falling off a cliff in some cases. Other places it grows a little bit more. Okay, now I see what's going on here. Let's go back just 1 second. So yeah, internationally, it looks like they cared about this movie more than we did. That's a little bit more, but this is nothing. This is pretty terrible. I mean, this goes to show you right here. If you ever see another Captain America movie with Sam Wilson, it might even make less money than that. That's saying something. So go around the hatch before we get to my queen, Rachel Zegler, my baby, my boo. Can't wait to roast her to death. Sorry, lady. I love Mexicans, but you're a crazy retard. Iron, what are you thinking about Captain EBT failing at the box office worldwide?
That's the neat thing. I don't think about it at all. And I think a lot of people are with me in that statement. The movie didn't garner any genuine interest. It was never going to. And if they're going to do a course correction, now's the time. I don't see that happening. A lot of people are talking about that possibly being the case with Fantastic Four and Thunderbolts, but no, Daredevil was supposed to be like the chosen one, and it was just kind of a stinker as well, like mid at best.
Been a dud.
So, yeah, this is the death rattle. We're all just here to bear witness.
It's the MCU's world, and we're just living in it. I guess that was a saying back in the day. Sci-Fax, what about you?
Yeah, I've pretty much already memory hold this movie. Like that shit's gone. Like I'm never gonna watch it again. It's never gonna come back up. Shit, dude. A friend of mine just rewatched all the MCU movies up till Endgame because like his mom never saw them, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm not watching anything that came out after Endgame." Like he just sat there for the last couple of weeks, every couple nights, just watching a movie or two with his mom, and he was like, "Yeah, we're done after this. That no other ones exist," basically to him. And he's like what you probably consider a normie or whatever. And they don't even, people that watch this kind of regularly don't even want to watch it. So kind of ended up where I thought it would, failing. And by this time next year, when we get the actual budget, because it always happens about a year later, the real budget comes out and it's always way worse. It's always so much worse.
Can't wait for this thing to be on Disney Plus, where everyone's gonna watch it and go, "Damn, I dodged a bullet there." Gray, we know this is your favorite movie of the year, your most highly anticipated movie. You were looking forward to seeing this. How you feeling about your movie completely failing, like my dad did in my life when he left for Skittles and milk and cigarettes?
So if I can white knight this, yeah, I don't know, man. It's really tough to white knight Captain America for. It sucks. It's kind of a nothing movie. It feels like they had like 3 different movies that they mashed into one, but didn't go hard into any which direction. However, this still might be a plus. Kind of the same thing with Daredevil. While they didn't end up with like a hit in either of these cases, it seems like they're trying to adjust it, and it's not just the same kind of stupid formula where they realize that anything that they put out there is going to be $1 billion. So all of these were in production before they supposedly changed direction, but this shows me that they're willing to change something. I don't know if it's too little too late, but hopefully some of their future things will actually be all right, but we'll see. I've got way more hope for James Gunn and his DCU than any of this stuff. So I don't know, man. Hopefully the next stuff will be good. Well, not Ironheart. I'm pretty sure that's the same show it was like 5 years ago when they made it. But the next actual movie, those new Avengers ones, maybe they'll interest me. Fantastic Four looks pretty interesting to me, but got to be honest, just this doesn't seem to live up to any of those 3 previous Cap movies. So I cannot white knight it, hard as I try.
No. Well, the difference is those Captain America movies had Captain America in them.
That's the fun. That's the thing, Paparoni, what are you thinking? Did you go support my dad in the theaters, actually?
No, you would have to like strap me down and use this film as a CIA torture technique to actually get me to try and consume it as media. Realistically, I think it's just the most interesting thing how the conversation has shifted around Marvel, because it used to be something that moved culture, and now culture is moving Marvel the fuck out of the zeitgeist of the current media landscape, and I absolutely adore it because the people in Hollywood that are a part of it, they're scattering and they don't know what's going on. And I think you look at things that actually are shifting culture when it comes to the superhero genre, something like Invincible that just absolutely decimates. Amazon Prime is pulling in extreme amounts of subscriptions from it. We see that it is just consistently popping up all over every single social media feed ever. It's ingraining itself into meme culture, which Marvel has completely failed to do over the past couple of years, as we've seen endless failure after endless failure. People love to say, "Oh, well, it's superhero fatigue," you see. And then something like Marvel Rivals drops, which is a hero shooter built in the Marvel universe, which is comic accurate based on the fact of the aesthetics of the game. And then what do you have? Comic shops in local towns selling out of comics because people are actually having a desire to go look at comics again, because it's not about superhero fatigue. It's about shitty product fatigue. And that's exactly what the MCU has.
Yep. And as you guys know, for me, I watched this movie with my wife and showed her a more successful black man than myself. And
Don't forget her boyfriend.
I was there.
It's true. Her boyfriend was there, pounding her out, and I was watching because I'd rather watch that than watch this. But I watched it and I was like, you know what? I didn't hate it when I left the theater, but I shouldn't remember it that well. I'm sitting here going like, well, it existed. I watched it. And now I'm kind of moving on, Well, if it's good or bad, honestly, I really don't know. Like what Gray said earlier, it's kind of like so it's a Captain America movie without Captain America, and then it uses a plot from one of the Avengers in a Captain America movie. So it's essentially like a Hulk movie.
Don't forget, they also put
without
Ant-Man's
Captain America.
helmet on him. The Iron Man's armor. Let's go Falcon's wings.
Yeah.
There's a few different
So
things.
not only was it not a Captain America movie, it also wasn't a Sam Wilson movie it was just a Hulk movie.
A Falcon movie would have sold better than this, by the way. Also, I'm going to harken this back to Syndrome because he's just got everyone's superhero powers and everyone's gear.
Hey,
when everyone's super, no one is. Quite simple.
It's true.
That's
And
why the MCU fucking sucks now.
that's why I'm a black guy who's rich, tall, handsome, and good looking, who can slay all the chicks. And Cyfax agrees. So thank you guys for checking out this video. If you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it. Comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. I'm MSK, aka Master Swag King, and we're going to sign out, guys. See you guys later. Peace. Thor, what is he doing over there?
I don't know. He's having a hard time tonight.
He can't find anything. Poor little guy. Thor, what are you doing over there? Go home.
Cute. He's so
Good
cute.
guy.
Oh my goodness.
There's just a cat and a dog. Sci-Fi's cat's just living in. She's just staring into the abyss of the void or something.
My cat is just sitting out of frame. It's literally touching the edge of that pillow that you see. She's just, yeah.
Yeah, she just lays up there because the speaker's warm. So she just.
Oh my
Fills
god. Well, let's get into everyone's favorite here. Our new. Hey, Emerald's not in the show anymore because I did find better people. But what he did say one thing that I agreed with. He said that Snow White is a mantle now. Oh shit! I'll give him that. A broken clock. Right, it's right twice a day, whatever the fucking saying is. Honestly,
go sub to Drunken Emerald Arrow's channel.
But if you want a better
title,
podcast
show
than his show, that's why you guys are here. Thanks for the layup. I love being a hot, rich, good-looking guy. So let's get into this banger right here. We know Gray loves Rachel Zegler, actually. All right. Oh God. Hey everyone, I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about Disney's Snow White live action completely flopping and failing at the worldwide box office. Now, there's several different ways we can take this, but I will start it off with this. Rachel Zegler, she's completely just an insane weirdo. We all remember the interviews she gave at D23, the long ones about her and Snow White and her being scared of a movie and their trip to Disneyland with Snow White. It scared her and all that stuff, the whole weird thing, the evidently so thing she said about the prince, the shit she talked about. Oh, if I'm standing for 18 hours, I got to get paid, all that nonsense. She said Trump supporters should never know peace and all that stuff, right? So her movie finally did drop this past weekend at the worldwide box office, and it completely failed. Like it failed so completely hard. People were actually posting screenshots of them trying to have assigned seating because they had that now in movie theaters. Because haven't gone in forever, and no one was there. Assigned seating, completely bare, no one there.
Yeah, I went for a 7:30 showing on Thursday. And I didn't get my tickets until about 7:20, and I just checked the app, and I was able to get like some of the best seats. That never happens on a Thursday night. Never. And then I was checking out the AMC 16. It's one of the biggest theaters in the country, literally. And even the Marvels was sold out. When that movie came around, those theaters were sold out.
Yep.
This one, you would have had to take 3 different show times and then add everybody together into one theater, and then you would have had one sold out theater for the day, which is that's just unheard of out here. That just does not happen.
So a lot of people have been bringing up, did Rachel Zegler's controversy hurt the movie? Well, guys, yes, but there's another 2 layers to add to that. Yes, everything she did hurt the movie. That is 100% truthful because we know they can't. You guys know how like Hollywood usually have like these big premieres for their new movies. Premiere, everyone's there, they're having a good time. Allegedly, maybe Diddy party afterwards. Guys, they didn't do that for her. They didn't give her a premiere. Not a.
She got no baby oil.
No, maybe she did. Maybe she got fisted. That's why her fucking brain cells are gone. Her movie had no premiere either in our country, or sorry, continent, United States. She didn't have one in Europe. She didn't get a premiere at all. Then keep in mind, guys, she looks nothing like Snow White. Snow White
Do you
described
think
as
the United States is a continent? Sorry, just breaking in here. Do you think the U.S. is a continent?
Gray,
I let it slide.
Gray, do you think having sex with my wife will make your life better and Pepperoni could watch?
No, probably worse.
So, as you guys know, Snow White describes skin as pure as white snow. They casted a Puerto Rican. That's already people. I don't know if Disney.
Don't you understand that passing in 2025?
Right. You know, true. It's we don't get it. We're old school. It's the modern era. We can have a Puerto Rican Snow White. Come on.
Granted,
Disney,
if you told her that, she'd lose her mind.
Disney, no one likes race swapping. I don't know why people keep doing it. Stop race swapping, stop gender swapping, but they're going to keep doing it anyway. No one liked that, okay? Her controversy made it worse. Gal Gadot, let's be honest here, she probably didn't like what Rachel Zegler was doing either because their interactions got way worse over time as we saw them together. But as we're going to go over the box office about Snow White's opening weekend, I want to also make sure we immortalize this moment. Rachel Zegler went on her Instagram account where she has she, hers pronouns because, you know, she's so edgy and cool and she's...
Don't worry, that bad's dying soon.
And the thing she posted here, #1 movie in the world.
Is she wrong?
I mean, you could also almost just say it's like the only movie in theaters right now, but there's kind of nothing else to see.
What's her competition? Brave New World? Or that Mickey 17 movie with Robert Pattinson that flopped?
There's Novocaine, Mickey 17, Ash, but those are all independent ones.
I think there's like Ash and Riff Raff, and there's a couple other interesting ones.
The reviews came out really hot and fast, and everybody found out those movies were absolute crap.
Good gosh.
They were not good. Like I enjoyed that movie Ash a lot more. Like that one was there were some interesting things in it. You know?
Look at this dichotomy.
I haven't heard too much about it.
Look at Gal Gadot, this woman with like proper symmetry in her face. She's actually rather beautiful. And then you see Rachel Zegler. It's like, keep in mind, this evil witch, she's envious of Snow White's beauty and she wants that essence.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't fucking sell this to a blind person.
She does have the Farquaad haircut. I mean,
oh god, jeez.
Oh, dude, the wig is even worse in the movie because whenever they do a side shot of like, you can tell that she didn't they didn't do a bald cap or something to push the hair down because a side shot will have like a bump in the back of her head that just shows where all her hair is getting pushed up.
Holy shit!
It looks so bad.
I also want to make sure I make one more point before you go over the numbers here, which we know they're going to lie about, but you know, it is what it is. We use this for content, and I love getting free clout.
Okay, so you're going to make a first point.
Yes. So remember the whole dwarf controversy they had, where they didn't even hire dwarfs; they hired people of color, minorities. It was going to be called Snow White and the Seven Minorities. Oh God!
There's two dwarfs in the movie. They're like actual little people. Like there's one that's on the the other or the main guy's team, like all those traveler people. Remember all those photos that got leaked? Everyone thought those were the dwarves. So there's a little person that's on that team, and then there's another dwarf or whatever who voices one of the actual dwarfs.
Right? Because originally they didn't have any, and they got so much backlash for it. They actually CGI dwarfs. And keep in mind, Disney's the company. We love our marginalized people. We love people of color. You didn't even hire them for the movie.
I hate white knighting for Disney or anything like that, but I think Dinklage kind of painted them into a corner. If I remember right, like he came out saying like, "Oh, this is a travesty that they're just whatever." It wasn't tokenizing actors of small stature, but the way that he said it, it seemed like they were basically like, "No, we'll open the door to anyone." It was strange. If I remember right, he really kind of set them up for the weirdness that we got with the dwarves. Just somehow hiring, little people and featuring them would be offensive.
And this is for Rachel Zegler.
They went a different route.
I'm not sexist. Being sexist is wrong. Yeah. And being wrong is for women.
All right. Snow White's box office explained how much it made. It made barely anything. And basically fuck all. Is it a bomb? Yes. And did the controversy hurt it? Yes. Snow White has had its first weekend at the box office, and the numbers could indicate whether the film was a bomb and whether the many controversies surrounding it had an impact. Snow White's ending wraps up the 2025 film in a way that proves both different and similar to the original 1937 movie. Some aspects of the latter were changed while others were kept the same, rendering Snow White a middling installment regarding the ranking of Disney's live-action remake movies. Also, if you guys want to watch a better live-action Snow White, just go watch the one that was called Mirror Mirror back in 2012. Just watch that. That's a way better movie anyway, I imagine.
I wouldn't say good, but way better. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, like, holy shit. What are we doing?
It's actually enjoyable.
I'll say, I remember it was the son of Walt Disney. I think he had commented on the movie's production because like, apparently he got a chance to see it early. All this was a rumor, but apparently he did say it was unsalvageable. And it's like, well, I guess that's where we're in now. Unsalvageability with these movies. Why do they keep making these? I don't know why. Just holy shit.
Oh, it's very simple. Because we have to destroy the cultural icons in your mind so we can usurp the ground you walk on. And then when you look back on, you have nothing to fill you with nostalgia because we've depleted everything you loved. I know that sounds ridiculous, but it's a cultural war.
No, it's 100% accurate.
That's true.
It's a demoralization campaign.
More than many others of its ilk, however, Snow White faced many controversies in the run-up to its release. Rachel Zegler's casting as the princess caused division for more than one reason. Yeah, she doesn't look like Snow White. It's very simple. With other elements like Snow White CGI 7 dwarfs proving to be a hit for some and a miss for others. Whether this factored into Snow White's box office performance remains to be seen, but the numbers for the film's opening weekend have been released and could hint that it faces an uphill battle for Disney. Snow White's global opening weekend came on March 21st, 2025, with the film projected to earn a worldwide total of $100 million across its 3-day release. However, Snow White failed to reach this number by hauling a worldwide total of $87.3 million, well below expectations for Disney. Domestically, Snow White pulled in $44.3 million, with the other $43 million coming from overseas territories. Despite this placing Snow White as one of the top 5 grossing movies of 2025 thus far domestically, the number will undoubtedly disappoint the House of Mouse. As far as how these opening weekend numbers look regarding the film becoming a box office success, it is not the best outcome for Disney. Snow White underwent several lengthy reshoot periods, pushing the production budget to between $240 to $270 million. In modern Hollywood, around the same budget is usually applied for marketing and distribution costs, meaning Snow White will have set Disney back around $500 million when all is said and done. Also, so I don't know if this movie was filmed in the UK, so I don't know if they're lying about their budgets because they've lied about these before. This is filmed in the UK, and they do that filing tax credit thing they do before with other movies. We might know the real budget if they're lying about this one. This means that Snow White will have to earn over $500 million during its box office run to begin turning a profit. That's not true. Good Lord. That's such a lie. That is such a lie. If I'm to believe what the hell you just said right here, then that's a complete lie. No, this would need to turn in like $800 million for it to be any level of a success. Suck my dick all the way from the back.
The text in bold at the bottom is something.
Oh, God. Snow White will have to turn over $500 million during its box office run to begin turning a profit. Given the opening weekend's numbers of $887.3 million, the things are not looking good for Snow White. The film would need to prove incredibly long-lasting in theaters to have a chance of overcoming this projected $500 million break-even point. And after earning only $44 million domestically in its opening weekend, Snow White looks unlikely to even cross the $100 million domestic mark. This is the quote here, while it is too far early to categorize Snow White as an outright box office bomb thus far, the many factors working against it make it unlikely to escape that fate.
Yeah.
I'm Michael Jordan. Stop it. Get some help.
This thing's been a disaster since go, you know. It's like I'm actually I'll be surprised if this thing actually at this point I'll be surprised. I'll be wondering if it breaks 200 like worldwide. Like the second
This might
weekend is
flop
going to
as
be a
bad as
crazy
Madam Web.
drop.
I'll be honest here. This might do as bad as Madam Web did. You might
I
actually
wouldn't
be
be
at
surprised.
that point. Good.
And Disney
Fuck
needs
that
that
lady.
kind of wake up call.
There's a couple of reasons to watch Madam Web. It's kind of funny, and you can laugh at it.
Yeah,
I haven't heard
they
anyone
also
saying
covered
that
those
with this
two
one.
reasons up, Gray. From what I heard, her big reasons are not showing in the movie. Sci-Fax
Yeah,
is
and she's also playing
twice.
like a kid, you know. Like
Yeah,
Good Lord.
which
Okay, R.
makes
Kelly.
sense.
All right, so I'm joking, guys. All right.
Yeah, on IMDb, it is sitting at 1.9 right now, but they are kind
that
of
is insane.
accused. They are accused of possible bombing on those ones. So Letterboxd, which generally doesn't get that, still has it as 2.3 out of 5. So
Yep.
still well under a 50%.
Good God, this
I don't
movie
know.
has a lower rating than Dragon Ball Evolution, and that movie is just certainly cinema of all time. Truly, just one of the movies ever made. Honestly, this made even less likely due to the increasingly short theatrical periods allotted to films in modern times. But that's not just selected to this film. That happens to every movie.
Yeah.
Whatever.
That's
Lord.
cope.
This happens to every movie. And Disney, typically, I've been fair with them, they don't take their movies out fast unless they're really, really bombing, because they still not gonna take out fucking Captain America yet. The wait times between a movie being released in theaters and being released on digital streaming are becoming increasingly short. Meaning Snow White will likely not be given the time it would need to have long legs at the box office. That's just not true for Disney. They keep their movies in longer, but it's not going to matter. It's really not going to matter. Disney doesn't do what you just said there, but it doesn't matter either way because it's still going to fail. They didn't take Moana 2 off theaters for a while, honestly. But Moana 2 was actually
but it was actually making money. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's true. You're right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. While it is too far early to categorize Snow White as an outright box office bomb thus far, the many factors working against it make it unlikely to escape that fate eventually. Based on the online reaction to Snow White over the last few years, the burning question for many will be whether the controversy surrounding the production affected its box office performance. Of course, it would be ignorant to say that the division did not impact the movie's reception at all. After all, most online spaces for the movie, be that on social media platforms or movie aggregator websites like IMDb, Rotten Tomatoes in there, are filled with angry vitriol directed at several elements of the movie. Oh, yeah.
There we
'Cause it
go.
wasn't Rich
Blame
That's why I
the
wanted to include
fans.
Letterboxd,
Blame the
'cause
audience.
Letterboxd too,
rarely gets confused, or it's accused of a lot of that review bombing. It seems to be a little bit more honest. And even there, I mean, it's getting less than like a 50%.
Also, hey, you guys want to talk about vitriol and making things problematic? Hey, the person who starred in the movie did that. No one did this. She did it to herself.
And
She opened her mouth.
Disney does that too.
Yeah.
With all of their, they've been doing it since Star Wars.
Yeah, it's our fault the movie failed. All these women out there on Twitter who are like, yeah, you gotta support women. I love eating vagina. I love making girls have orgasms. I'm a secret lesbian who likes to sleep with all her friends. Why didn't you go support the fucking movie? Why is it always men's fault? Your women movies fail. Always, because women are full of shit constantly. All they do is fucking lie to your face. They're just performative virtue signaling fucking idiots half the time. Holy shit. Why didn't every girl Disney tried focusing on for the last 10 years go watch this movie? That's the audience they wanted, a bunch of weird blue-haired lesbians. Why didn't they go watch it?
They don't have money.
Oh, fuck, you're right. Damn, that damn money. Those white straight males. I guarantee you the next week
They're on government subsidized dime. They can't afford it.
I'll guarantee you next week when this movie fails in week 2 and completely just bombs, they'll blame dudes. I know the playbook here. They're about to blame dudes next time. All that said, it would be an equally large oversight to simply place all of Snow White's box office performance on the controversies. Those that have taken issue with Zegler's comments about the original movie, for example, are an older generation and certainly not Snow White's target demographic. See, this is the stupidest argument I keep hearing from people. It's like, oh, so you're a 40-year-old man. So that automatically means that you must not like Snow White. What? Okay, hold on. What the fuck does that even mean? So that means that apparently if I like Mulan and I'm 30, that it's not for me? I thought gender doesn't apply to these things. I thought you're supposed to be able to like something regardless if it's a man or a woman.
Also, the 30 to 40-year-old dudes would probably be bringing their daughters to this stuff. And it's like,
Yeah.
you hear it all the time. People's kids don't even want to see this. It's like, hey, you want to go see this? They're like, no.
And then
No,
they
I'm
just
good.
sit there and insult the dad. Who do you, like he just said, who takes those little girls? This is why you people, not you guys, this is why most of you guys keep losing money. You keep insulting people. So if you keep telling men, the 30-year-old, 40-year-old plus men who have like the 2 kids or family and all that shit, you shouldn't go see this movie. You're a 40-year-old man. Okay, cool. I won't go. Yeah. You know how much that's gonna have an
It's
impact
like, cool,
on
I'll
people?
save myself $200 with how prices are nowadays. Shit.
What is this? I don't get this line of logic. Target demographic. Yes, I agree. Snow White's demographic is women. I don't disagree with that. Most of those princess movies are. A lot of us liked them growing up, but we weren't the target demographic. But we liked them because they told us a good story, right? And even though we weren't the target demographic for it. Now, the issue here is, guys, who do you think goes and supports movies? Women or men? More men do. We know it through actual breakdown of demographics. They go more. Even to, we'll use the Marvels, for example. The Marvels. Who went and watched more of the Marvels? Was it women? No. It was straight white men that went and watched the Marvels more than women. Even though Marvel gave them that
to be
movie.
fair, it had a really good double Dutch scene.
I hate you. Why do you do this to me, man? But the thing is, I don't get this line of logic. Oh, you're a guy, so that means you must not like women things. It's like, well, I'm not gay, but I like some women stuff. I like some women movies, I like some female stuff. I'm not the target demographic. You're right. But if you tell me I'm not, all right, cool. I'm not watching. That's awesome. Cool. Fuck off. What in the world? That's literally antagonizing people just for no reason. But nevertheless, families and children will be mostly oblivious to this, meaning there are other factors at work that have impacted Snow White's overall box office performance, aside from the small hit likely took from the divisiveness of recent years. Disregarding the film's controversial aspects, other elements render its box office performance a disappointing one. As already alluded to, the film's soaring budget did not help matters and gave the film an uphill battle at the box office from the off. Beyond that, the reviews for the film are not the strongest, as Gray highlighted, with Snow White currently holding a 44% approval score on review aggregator website Rotten Tomatoes. This will undoubtedly have factored into people choosing whether to see the movie on opening weekend or to wait for it to be released on streaming services, the latter seemingly winning out. Good Lord. Just all the excuses. When has Rotten Tomatoes ever really stopped someone from going to see a movie? Even when people know the scores, does that really stop someone from seeing a movie? Typically, I think that's pretty just like a myth, honestly. Is it? It's very.
Not really.
I don't really.
No.
Yeah.
Because I mean, the credibility in Rotten Tomatoes has pretty much gone away. It's more, people are more prone to listen to people that they know that they have an opinion they can trust. Certain reviewers, usually independent ones, YouTube.
You guys should watch me then. You guys should trust me. I'm not bought and paid for
anyone else but you.
Oh God. Oh shit. Moreover, it is no secret that the appeal of Disney's live action remakes have been dwindling for a while. The last bona fide box office hit for a Disney live action movie was 2019's Lion King, with 6 movies since then, Snow White included, either underperforming at the box office or just about breaking even, combined with the fact that Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot are not proven box office draws like other Hollywood stars are. There are many reasons why Snow White is struggling to be the fairest in the land at the box office. Oh yeah, I agree with that one. Rachel Zegler is not a box office draw. She's not.
No.
That's true. I agree with that fully. It's a very true statement. Finally, the last element worth exploring to contextualize Snow White's box office performance is how it compares to other live-action remakes from Disney. It is worth noting that many live-action remakes have stemmed from some lesser-known properties, meaning Snow White should only be compared to the remakes of Disney Classics collection. Overall, though, Snow White has underperformed in its opening weekend compared to most of its peers. That's just an excuse. All that's just excuses. Just being honest here. Snow White is the original. She should be the biggest draw no matter what. That's just how it should be. So fuck all that. Evidently, Snow White is massively underperforming in comparison to most other major Disney live-action remakes. To add insult to injury, Snow White also has the highest budget of any live-action Disney remake, if the upper numbers reported are to be believed. Overall, Snow White is struggling to keep up with the
Oh.
Disney remakes of the past and will likely not come anywhere close to their box office totals at the end of its worldwide run. Yeah, it's gonna fucking
No,
fail.
those numbers are these upper numbers are not to be believed. They are actually much higher.
Mhm.
Much higher.
Mhm. What's crazy is they spent so much money on Snow White with all those research and everything. Haley Bailey's Black Little Mermaid movie is going to probably end up making more. That's sad because no one went and saw that either. That fucking failed too. That's crazy. And we'll just go on Box Office Mojo really quickly. Yeah, this is a failure. Yeah, just wrap it up here. There's no week 2. Unless there's a complete major boom in week 2, which would have to knock this thing up to like $400 million. This ain't, come on, this is a failure. It's actually worse than I thought. It made less money opening weekend than Captain America, guys. Brave New World made 190 opening weekend. This movie made 80. That's terrible. That's actually horrible.
And
There's
they
not a
pushed
lot
it.
out this next weekend though, so I think it's not out this week.
We're gonna hold out for week 2, Gray.
They pushed it into a lot more theaters and different times as well, because even on Thursday, usually the first showing of a new movie on Thursdays is around like maybe 6:30, 7 o'clock. This one had 2 o'clock in the afternoon openings on Thursday, so it had extra showings and it still did this poorly.
God, wow. Rachel Zegler, you did it to yourself, and hey. I'm a girl man, and I like some girl-related content. We all loved our Scream movies growing up. Good old Nev Campbell there as a good old final girl. Hey, Nev Campbell, you want to sleep with a black man first time in your life? I'll be there for you. But all jokes aside,
you said you're more of a Dewey man.
That's gay, and I'm a heterosexual. I'm a straight man. I have sex with women.
Debatable.
Snow White failing sounds pretty reasonable, right? We kind of called this for a while. I was surprised any of you watched it. I forgot it came out. I'll be honest here. I forgot it existed, honestly. So I'll start with Iron as we round it up here. What's your final thoughts on Snow White for Rachel Zegler failing?
Oh, none of this is surprising. I mean, it's actually doing better than I thought. I thought it would be even worse than this. I'm just waiting for those reports to come out. They may have already started doing it, like Snow White, the same thing they did with Captain America. Like Captain America is better than the worst than Black Widow. That's great. So they'll probably start comparing it to like some of the other bigger flops, like Dumbo and Lady and the Tramp, which I think was just exclusively to Disney Plus, but why not? That wouldn't surprise me either.
Yeah, they're gonna try to give it those meaningless accolades that they gave to Captain America World. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. That's what's coming next, and then just like with Captain America, it's gonna eventually go into complete audience blaming. That's the next natural progression of these things, and we'll just see what happens.
Yeah, Syfax, what about you?
I think we've all knew this was gonna be the case. Like nobody had any faith in this movie. There's no turnaround with all the negative talk. Like there was never anything that came out where you're like, well, okay, maybe here's a little beacon of hope for it. No, it's all been terrible press. It's all been all these interviews. I mean, Zegler sunk the movie like as soon as it was announced, basically, which is crazy.
Yeah, they sunk it with the casting, and she sunk it with her mouth.
Yeah, doesn't surprise me at all. And then after sadly seeing it, I totally understand why everybody hates it.
Gray, what about you, man? I know you went and saw it.
Speaking of
huge
sinking things with your mouth, you didn't happen to see this one, right? So that's 3 tickets you didn't buy this time. Why aren't you helping out this film, MSK? It's because of people like you.
Yeah, true. It's my fault. The movie failed.
You are the problem.
True. I'm the problem.
I don't know. I don't know that Zegler deserves all the hate in it. Like we were saying at the beginning, I do remember specifically Dinklage kind of coming out and trashing their whole choice of trying to get little people in the roles. It seems like this thing was kind of doomed from the start, like long before I knew who the hell Zegler was. But I've seen a couple of her other films. I'm trying to remember what the 90s one was called, Y2K last year.
There's West Side Story she was in, but she wasn't great in that.
Both of those are not great choices, but she's not the issue with those movies. I think this movie had a lot more issues than just her, but she definitely didn't help things. So, yeah, it sucks, man. Disney's kind of hurting right now.
And here we go. Before we get to Pepperoni, here we go. There we go. Yep. Just comparing Rachel Zegler to Goku is just the worst thing.
I was
ever.
wondering why that
Evolution.
fucking movie has been popping up in my timeline more and more on Twitter. Like, why are people talking about Dragon Ball Evolution?
Dragon Ball Evolution is actually just, oh god, that might be one of the worst movies ever made.
It's an affront to God and anime.
All right, Pop,
Oh, yeah.
what are you thinking for a Snow White's failure at the box office?
It was purely predictable. It was going to fail whether Rachel Zegler popped her mouth off or not. And when I say fail, I mean in the nature of actual commercial metrics of success and how Disney would see this and what they want to pull in from it. At best, this was going to be, $100 million profit, maybe. And then what we saw is, no. Turns out you can't even do that because you're struggling to fill seats. I didn't go see it. The only reason I even knew that it was out was because I took my sister to go see it. And she came home. I asked her how it was, and all she did was stare at me. That's it. Like literally just a blank stare, not a thought there. My sister's very talkative. She'll tell me how she felt about it. Just hollow. And I was like, that bad? She's, yep. That's it. If you can't get the demographic of people that you are trying to encapsulate and ensnare with the media that you're producing, because you want to make sure you're producing that girl boss content for these young ladies, because we got to make sure that we're putting something out there for them. It turns out you actually don't know what you're doing and you're not making anything for them in the first place.
Well, and that's the thing about just old modern Hollywood in general. They're not making movies for the audience. They're making movies for them and their little inner circle. And that's it. They forgot that the audience even exists.
Yep. You guys know for myself, I knew this was going to fail from the beginning. Literally when she opened her mouth and she said the things she did. Because keep in mind, guys, this was constant things for weeks on end. She was just an insufferable, just stupid prick, dumb punk bitch, just an idiot, just a complete moron. Like, keep in mind, she doesn't look like Snow White. I don't know if anyone was really clamoring for a Snow White live action. Like, people don't speak about these Disney live action remakes fondly anyway. They keep doing them.
No.
Like, have you heard of one person talk about one of these in a good way? Not even that they know about any of what we're talking about, like online bullshit. Like, in real life, does anyone mention any of these live action Disney remakes in a positive light?
They said Beyonce could sing in The Lion King, and that's it.
The only one I know that got a pretty genuine positive response was probably one, and I think it was one of the first ones, was Maleficent. Because it was at least a bit of an original story. Angelina Jolie looked like the character.
Crazy.
It wasn't a rehash, and they didn't try to present it as a rehash. It wasn't Sleeping Beauty. It was called Maleficent, so it was its own thing.
Yeah.
You know, kind of. You know,
I think that's
that
the issue.
one a lot of people
I think
did
he's talking
enjoy.
about the remakes. And does anybody like any of these remakes?
And that's the closest thing I could come to a good.
Yeah. My closest, I guess, would be sadly Aladdin. It is a very flawed movie, but you can see some weird Guy Ritchie shit going on in there. Like, it is so weird that they had him make that. But not a great movie. I still much prefer the actual, cartoon, the fun version of all of these. But
yeah. So like
it's got some interesting stuff done.
They lack any heart. Even the Jungle Book, which wasn't that bad. It had no soul.
I heard people say that one was decent. That's the only one I've heard that has decency to it, is the Jungle Book.
I saw that one. I mean, it was like I forgot about it immediately. It was just like, okay, but
yeah, I don't
didn't have any of the charm and soul that the original.
From the Lion King, the sequel to the Lion King didn't even come close to what the original made. Not even close. That one just, how in the world, how people let that movie beat Sonic 3? Just holy fucking shit. But yeah, Disney, they can either put out some movies that really do very well at the box office, or they put out mostly duds, and this one's going to be a bomb. And anyone saying it's going to do well now at this point is just coping. This is why celebrities should not talk certain ways, because you can say however you want. You can speak however you want. It's a country. We have free speech. But you saying certain things will turn people off. And that's what she did. So if you want that fate for yourself, you can have it. can say whatever you want, because you being allowed to say whatever you want gives me the indicator that you're a fucking moron. I like that option, so keep doing that. Thank God for founding fathers for giving us free speech, And Rachel Zegler should probably get on her knees for her boyfriend to try and get some roles in Hollywood. Maybe she might blow Diddy, because apparently her movie had a Diddy white party at the very end of it. You never know. So thank you guys for checking out this video. If you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video. I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, and we're going to sign out, guys. See you guys later. Peace. Wow. Cyphex has to leave. He left me.
I do. Yeah, I got to get up way early tomorrow, so that's always fun. So I'm gonna peace out, man. I'll be on some streams on Tuesdays and Thursdays with DA at usually 10 p.m. So, and other random ones, but this week's kind of rough because I'm trying to save up money for Vegas, so I'm trying to do extra work at night and stuff. So
yeah, I'll be there.
Vegas
is gonna be fun. I'll be there, but I'll be there. We'll be able to do bro stuff like hang out.
I think I'm gonna go Wednesday through Friday and then come back. Just to get out of there before the weekend. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Cyphex forgot he's almost out of cat food.
Speaking of, I think I'm out of dog food myself. So,
all right, man. I'll catch you guys all later. Peace out.
Later, man.
See you, buddy.
Oh, so he left me like my dad. All right. Iron has to probably dip out because he's going to work early in the morning.
That's the actual truth. Now, last time I did leave early, it was due to a dog food emergency. So, but WC has a lot of fun with that, so I'll let it. Yeah, that's a problem with having pets. You have to feed them to keep them alive.
You go to Walmart and get one of those giant bags of food. Can he eat that?
No, that's the other thing. He's on a special diet, so.
Oh crap!
So we have to go to the specific store to get the specific food, and remember to do that often enough to keep him alive. But yeah, I do have to dip because I got to get dinner. I have to eat 3 hours before I go to sleep. So now I have to stay up 3 hours because I haven't eaten dinner yet because I forgot to before the show. But you can catch the weekly Rogues Gallery Wednesday at 5:35 p.m. We'll have our special guest Mike Harlow on. That's going to be a lot of fun. Then we'll be back on Friday for the weekend Rogues Gallery with Philip Chan, and that's going to be a lot of fun as well. Yep. So go sub to the channel, follow everybody that's on the channel, subscribe to MSK and all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys later.
Yep.
Peace,
Iron Show definitely competes with mine. We definitely always
come on,
he tried to do it. Competes, yeah. We're taking each other down.
I compete,
really, but you're little league. He's pro now. Come on.
I like to think everybody really compete with Michael Jordan. We're a collective, support system for each other. Nobody. I don't care if anybody streams over me. I stream over them. We're all
no. It's an inside joke. Back in the day, there was an actual problem because someone would stream at the same time that I did. It was. Oh my goodness, so stupid. Good Lord. I'm not kidding. A lady got mad because I would stream at her time. I'm like, it's not, first of all, I can stream whenever I fucking want. Second of all, I've been streaming this day forever at this time. God, man, black women are retarded. But,
but I mean, she did it better. I mean,
no, I'll show you that.
Yeah, I've never had that problem. I got a lot of other shows I like that I watch after my show that are on at the same time. And if people want to check that one out while that's live, that's perfectly cool. But anyway, Jack Harlow's. I don't get the joke, but it was at MSK.
See you later, man. I'll see you.
I'll see you guys.
It'll be next Monday, right?
Yeah, I should be back next Monday, so I'll see you then. Unless if you got anything else you want me on, let me know, and if I can, I will. But
I don't think there is.
Maybe not.
Oh wow! I'll holler.
Just let me know, man. Later, guys.
See you later, dude.
Hey, man.
Gray, anything you got planned coming up besides being alive?
Yeah, life. For right now, working on a couple things, but they really took back burner. But launching a new show soon, so
soon-ish.
Yeah, tentative launch date 4/20. But good times.
Alrighty,
hell yeah.
What about you, Pokeroni? What you got going on, sir?
Not too much. I haven't been making too much content, just work wise. I've been swamped, and then I've been kicking my fitness into high gear. And I mean, I'm always working out and exercising and shit, but I'm trying to get my cut dialed in so I can just get into a really strict routine so I can get ready for summer. And then outside of that, content-wise, I'm going to be probably recording a video on Ozempic and just like GLP-1 antagonist drugs and stuff, and how it's just so interesting to me how we're like basically using Gila monster venom to fight fat. Because when I was like, I used to be obese and shit, and when I was really big, my first thought was never like, you know what I'm deficient in? This fucking venom from this incredibly poisonous lizard in Australia. Fuck yeah. And it was just little stuff like that. So I'm going to be making videos on probably things like Ozempic, what's going on with Yemen and all that jazz, political nonsense.
All right. As you guys know, for me, we have Comic Book Wednesday coming up, so I have to do another episode of Comic Book Market Watch. I dropped the first episode kind of late, but that's because I truly messed up on the first time doing it, and I didn't want that to be the first impression, so I made sure to give you guys a much more bigger Comic Book Market Watch first episode. I'm working on the second one currently right now. I'll be able to drop that Wednesday, or I'll be able to drop it Tuesday. Will just depend on when I get it done. Just going to work on putting out the videos that we do here more consistently up, and that's pretty much it. I didn't have a chance to stream yesterday because my internet took a complete nosedive. You know, I had sex with a few girls, and that's it, honestly.
Killed your bandwidth.
That's, yep. She kicked the router as I was pounding her from the back. Do you guys believe me?
No one
Two truths, one
sir.
lie.
Yes, I agree. So thank you guys for checking out this episode of the MSK Show. We'll be back here tomorrow with me and Laps Comic Fan. We're going to be doing a comic book review on the Batman Hush trade paperback. So I might stream League if my internet doesn't completely just die out. So we might have that. But we'll see you guys later.